Hello and welcome back to the Metroball Grid. My name is Andre. Thanks so much for tuning in. It is April 29th, 2021, the year of our Lord. Oh, slightly bigger now. Wow. New family format. How's everyone doing tonight? Here, give me 1 second. I'm not even sat down properly. I sat down on like half the chair. Oh yeah, that's a spot. Okay, everything's working. Sound is good. How are all my friends doing? Giles, what up? Hello. Yo, Lori, how's it going? Must be due for Pat's stream, right? Actually, we're like, we're 1 week off because Pat, due to the agreement we have, we have shared custody once a month minimum, which would be the first of the week. Or first of the month. So it'll be next week, I hope. Again, I have to see Pat is available, but that's a hope. My life definitely needs more Patrick, doesn't everyone? Everyone does. It does. That's true. Nataki, how's it going? Yo, evening, everyone. How you doing? Bloom, howdy. How's it going? Baza Hustle, happy Thursday. Neo Prime, hello, everyone. Hey, how's it going? Welcome. Scrub says hashtag Team Pat. I've been on hashtag Team Pat for a long time. I think maybe longer than some of y'all. So I know the rules. Trust me. It is a Thursday. We got some Netrunner tonight, and yeah, Greg's got a Wildcat decklist of the week. This is just good stuff Anarch, which is something I've actually been kind of interested to play. Just good stuff. I spectate games on JNet and just seeing like, the good Valencia bad publicity on top of, the nice stuff. I feel I like this deck if it also had, what's it called? The one where you kick open things. Keep forgetting it. Jailbreak in it too. I love it. I just want to play all the good neutral stuff and the good Anarch stuff. We have 3 moshing. We have 3. Oh, we have no overclock. Damn it. Okay. Just finished the Gateway tournament. Had a great time. Yo, Nero, how'd it go? What'd you play? What'd you play against? All that sort of stuff. Please let us know. Greg coming hot? Greg always comes in hot. This is great. I'm excited for this list. Andre knows the rules and so do I. I dig the shirt. Yeah, it's a sweater. I just put it on because I was in a t-shirt and I felt underdressed for this occasion, and I'm immediately way too warm. So we're going to have to live with that decision. I don't know if I've said, hey, Tobel, how's it going? Welcome. Getting my butt kicked in the startup tournament. Yeah. Is it your first tournament? Maybe. I want to run a startup tournament on this channel, hopefully sometime soon. I've been saying that for a while now, and I just haven't got the time or date down. But it's something we'll probably do on a Thursday or Tuesday night, maybe around this sort of time zone. A bit earlier, actually, probably starting at 6, and then do a couple rounds. We've done it before, and I don't know whether I'd play or whether I would just commentate and run it and just have some good streaming time. It'd be fun. First tournament. Oh, no way. Were you worried? How do you feel? Metropole Striptease, please. Yo, look, Twitch won't let me do this. I've emailed them multiple times and they said it's against the TOS. Look, I'm sorry. You can find my Vimeo channel though. You can do anything there. It's art. I like Startup a lot. If you don't know, Startup is a format, Startup is a format in which it's just basically all the Nisei cards, all the cards that Nisei has printed, barring the Magnum Opus reprints. And it's good. It's fun. It's a small card pool, so it's like not as unapproachable. The power level is also a bit scaled back. Some of the staples of the powerful things that are, I think, kind of difficult to play around as new players specifically. Things like hard-hitting news, which if you don't respect, you lose, and CTM, which if you don't respect, you lose. And it's more than just that in yellow cards, but it's really cool. I'm a big fan. So maybe on YouTube. Yeah, Sangren, how's it going? No, actually I did. I know you put up 2 videos and I've watched 1.5 of them and I think they're great. The shorter format I think is probably a lot more approachable. No siphon is weird. There's no diversion. Yeah, there's no siphon for sure. But that's like a weird thing about Criminal is all. There's like no HQ pressure in Startup or Gateway. Like criminals don't do the thing that he used to do. It's weird. Startup is great and I'm there for it. Yo, I'm glad. Andre OnlyFans, let's go. Stream day, Yellow Solomir, how's it going? That's better than I would have expected. Thanks for watching. What do you mean? You didn't expect people to watch it? Of course they would watch it. My internet dropped out right as the stream started. Oh no, it's okay. You've missed we've just been shooting the shit, really. We're about to play some games. We've been streaming for about 11 minutes and 38 seconds, give or take. We're going to play this deck. Just to give you a lay of the lands, we're going to be playing this deck, which looks kind of fun. I'm pretty into it. And then we're going to be, with some news, because there is a new most wanted list and stuff like that. And then we're going to be building a deck. I just put out the Jinteki review on Monday night, I think. And the response has been really, really nice. Like really, really, really nice. I'm glad y'all are liking that. So we're gonna play some Jinteki. I want to say since I published that review, I played a bunch of System Gateway, just like the System Gateway, nothing else, no startup, with Maddie, and I've been trying to just specifically play Jinteki with Neurospike. And my reporting is, from playing more System Gateway, is that Restoring Humanity's ability doesn't fire very often, but Neurospike is really good, and Anoetic is really good. I've been getting some pretty good flatlines. It's not priority viewing, come on, you gotta think more highly of yourself, Sangren. That being said, you're going to look back on this in like a year and you're going to laugh. You'd be like, God, it was so rubbish. That's not what we should be focusing on. I think it's great. I'm interested to hear what other people think. The Gateway Tournament was 2 rounds with the Nisei starter decks and 3 rounds with the starter plus boosters. That's a really cool format. That's a nice way to ease you in. What IDs did you play? I shilled your stream on Reddit all week. You better deliver tonight. Yeah, I saw that. Did you post it in Reddit? I was about to post it on Reddit. I was like, I'm going to go in and make a Reddit post because I usually wait till like the next morning and I post it when this part of America or Americas is awake. And then someone already posted. I'm like, oh, okay, that's nice. And it was really cute. Thank you. All right, let's talk about this deck though. I'm getting too warm. I'm hoping we can survive. This is Val. If you're new to Netrunner, Val has been around for a while and she's been consistently pretty competitive. 1 bad publicity is wild, considering a lot of the other abilities in the game give you about 1 credit worth of value, give or take, per turn. She can give you 1 credit per value per run, which is wild. And that's why she has 50 deck size, which is meant to be a bad thing. You're not going to be very consistent. And I believe it. She's still been great. Anarch card draw got a lot worse after one of the last rotations when they lost some of the staple cards like Inject, which is one of the best Anarch draw cards. They lost it like 2 rotations ago, but we're back. We got some card draw stuff. We're playing Moshing, which mind you, if you don't know, Crit Hit D20 is Greg Tung, who came in as a finalist at Worlds a couple years ago, was one of the lead designers on Nisei, and this is one of their cards, if I'm not mistaken. And this is technically card draw, so we're going to play it. Wildcat Strike is not technically card draw, but we'll play it. Oh, now we have 0 back, which is something we didn't have back in the day. So this is quite nice card draw. On top of that, we have some of the new stuff. There's only like 2 new cards from Gateway, which is Botulus, which is proving to be one of the strongest cards from Gateway just for early pressure and not having to deal with some bigger ice if you don't need to deal with it. We have 2 of every breaker. We have 2 Amakua, and we want to be running a lot. And that's why we have Penny Shaver for 3 influence of pop. It means that we can spend our bad publicity and translate that into real credits if we're running pretty aggressively. Everything else is pretty standard. We have Wildcat Strikes, which I reckon are just sure gambles. Rebirth is really good in Val because her ability, you get the bad publicity and then her ability doesn't matter for the rest of the game. So you might as well Rebirth to something different. And then of course you have to talk about this, and this is so wild. Apocalypse is such a strong card, like such an incredibly strong card. That 3 influence seems like way too little for me for how thematic it is as well. But besides the point, we're not going to rag on for that forever. We will. These decks can just play one of these. They can just play one of them. And then every 1 in 3 games, 1 in 2 games, if you draw well, where this will destroy them, you'll do it. And you don't need to build a deck that builds around Apocalypse. You can just slot into any Anarch deck, hopefully have enough redundant breakers in the bin that when you flip all your stuff down, you're good. And for what it's worth, even if you have no synergy with Apocalypse, if you blow up your board state as runner and you also blow up the corpse board state in the mid game, you're generally in a way better spot than them because they still need to score agendas, which means they still need to install ice and have money and restart everything. So this is quite nice. It's worth noting also central servers don't get iced up as much as remotes do against most of the competitive decks right now. Things like the Asa, the Precision Design, a lot of them are kind of just rushing out and trying to go a bit quickly and maybe putting 1 ice on central servers a piece. Until maybe the mid game, and maybe they'll reconsider it. But that's wild. We have no bolty access besides a single Stargate, which is a bit interesting. Again, I love Jailbreak and sort of this like neutral good stuff list. I don't know where it goes into there. Maybe you don't need a labor rights. I don't know, but I'm interested. Boy, I want mining accidents in this. Yeah, Man vs. Trees. I don't know how good mining accident is modernly. It's probably pretty good. I don't know if you need more bad publicity. Hopefully we just have enough good econ, but yeah, I could see it for sure. Is tonight Swati or Hyobu? Neither. It's probably PE. Moshing lets you play Wildcat Strike when you're on 2 credits. That's true. You discard it. Let's go. The reason I want it is for click 3 Wildcat. What do you mean? Nero says just the starter ID is the catalyst in the syndicate. Oh, I see what you mean. Okay, because you played the base and then you added up from 30 to 40. Okay, that's cool. That's still really cool. I wasn't the OP, but it said some nice things in the comments. Okay, cool. Okay, scrub. Nice. If the corp has to make a wildcat decision, knowing you might have mining. I'm not sure I follow there. Let's give this a shot though. By the way, if you're watching on Twitch, you can follow the deck list. It should be in Keyhole, which is the extension that will be right about here. So you can open it. You'll see all the cards. If you're watching, maybe you don't know all the cards because some of these are pretty old cards. If you're just getting into the game through Gateway or playing Startup. So if you don't let Val drop, you get slammed with mining. Seems good. I still don't follow that though. What do you mean? Okay, so the idea is if you play Wildcat Strike and then they gain 6 credits, they can play mining? I don't know. Mining is really cool. Mining is a really strong card. Like, it's not 1 credit per turn. It's 1 credit per run. So it's the cost the same as Roseki. Wishing the plugin work on mobile Twitch. Yeah, it doesn't look like any plugins work on mobile Twitch, but I hear you. It would be nice. And then they played mining or really not punch for it all early. Oh, like you can run early, play mining, and then recover on low credits. That's the idea, right? Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. That's true. It's an econ card that you can play early in the game. That is very true. So one of the things about these sort of decks is finding access to breakers, because that's the one thing that Anarchs are meant to be inconsistent with. And the question is, how easily can we find our breakers when they're only 2 ups and 50? Like, there's a problem sometimes you have with just Anarchs, where if they're Black Orchestras on your bottom 5 cards, good luck with code gates. And that's why we have things like Botulus that give us some flexibility to deal with ice when we need to, if we keep these in hand. And we also have Amakua. On top of that, we have Hippo, which works really well with Amakua and Penny Shaver to make sure certain servers are easier to run. But I really wish we had more multi-access. I don't know what we do about that. I really don't know what we do. Yo, Pat, how's it going? Pat, I was thinking we need to do it where we play Monster Train together. As in, you screen share Monster Train and I watch you play Monster Train. Because I haven't figured it out. And Pat just hit like level, what is it? What's the word? They don't use level. They use Covenant 25. I want to see how that plays because I have no clue. I can't do it. I rage quit. I'm on like Covenant 10, I think. Everybody was far too nice to me on Reddit. Oh, man. That might be great. Yeah, I'm down for it, man. Like, we don't have to do it on stream. We can just do it. I just want to figure out how to play that game better. Because I tried it today. I'm like, okay, I'm going to go random, Covenant 10, which I haven't played competitive or like high Covenant Monster Train in a while. And I booted it up and it got absolutely crushed. I think it was like 3rd boss in, 4th boss in. I'm like, I just don't have enough damage. I'm out. The new DLC came out for Monster Train, like, I don't know, it feels like last month, maybe this month. I've played it a bit. It's cool. Love me some Monster Train. Yo, Flip. It's good. It's really nice. I'm at Covenant 25. It's hard to put my MT skills into words exactly, but I can try. Yeah, I just want to watch you, like, see what you do and the decisions you make. Let's see if we can find an opponent. I've been meaning to get the new Monster Train DLC, but no time for other gaming. Solomir, where's your time going? Is it like other gaming as a Netrunner or just gaming in general? I'm currently playing Call of Duty World War II for some reason, because I had it. And I watched a Game Maker's Toolkit about a stealth level in it, and the stealth level is quite nice. Oh my god, also, if you haven't seen this, there's some really cool changes to JNet that you're going to see right now. It's quite nice. Ooh, Jemison, that's really tricksy. Jemison can do a lot of wild stuff. Again, they forfeit agendas, so we have to expect ice, but we also have to expect traps. Our opening hand has 0. I think for that reason we keep it. I think you can just mulligan 0 and you're generally good enough in a 50 card deck. We can do, maybe install daily cast first. I think we have to do daily cast 0. No, we probably do 0 hippo, fire that, and then install daily casts. Netrunner Path of Exile. Ooh. Yeah, we'll keep this. Again, there's some really cool features on JNet. I'm excited to show you them. I didn't make any of these. You see that where it like pops up with an animation when they install a card? Oh man, that's nice. That's so nice. Okay, so server 1 in theory could be an agenda. Again, Jemison wants to score really quickly out. It also could just be an early Rashida. Their ice is kind of shit. Usually it's not amazing. Yo, if you think that's cool, there's a lot of other really cool stuff. Warwick is here too. If he practiced Netrunner as much as he works on JNet, he might be pretty good. All the new cool stuff is from Lost Geek. There's some really cool stuff as well. You'll see when we access off of R&D or HQ. It's way nicer. Okay, I'm going to do this. We're going to start a bit slow. That is incredibly nice. Okay, so we want to hit not the casts. Well, we drew another cast, so we're laughing. Get wrecked, Octagon. Okay, it is Rashida. We probably should have checked that just because they're generally playing about 3 or 4 to just end the run. He's like top 32 world finisher. Yeah, Lost Geek played competitively pretty well. Isn't Lost Geek Paula's Cafe? Or am I mistaken? Oh, that's so nice. Install Advance. Could be hostile. Could be the 2-0 standoff. It looks like it's sticking there. So the question is this an Urtica cipher? We hit that. So we could do Botulus Run, and we generally get through Whoredom. I feel like we want to get through that. It also could be like a hard-hitting news deck, which is, you know, abstractly a problem. If we moshing, we throw this out, and we basically flip our hand. I don't want to do that. I'll do draw, and we'll run it. There's also a chance it's a clearinghouse. But I'm worried about traps. Okay, so it is a Whoredom, so that's perfect. That's what we thought it would be. I wanted to face check that earlier. So they're going to get a credit off of the first subroutine, but we're going to break the second subroutine. We're going to break the end of the run. So I don't know what this could be. NGO is possible. It's an SCS drone deployment. So we're going to steal that for sure. And we're going to trash our Botulus. So I think that's a good trade for us. And they don't score it. And they actually spent 2 credits on it, which is amazing. The cards you access are showing up with the prompts. It's as slick as fuck. Yeah, it totally is. You're going to see in a second once we run R&D, once we're a bit more set up. Cool thing with this hand is we can moshing out everything. Oh, Regolith. Does Cease play in standard? It's like much better than, this is like a pretty good econ card. Okay, so we're going to moshing. We're going to throw out this and draw 3 more. We have a Dirty Laundry. I think we could Dirty Laundry R&D. We might want to respect Snare, funny enough. And I'm just going to 0. Hope we don't hit the Dirty Laundry. Okay, we hit that's fine. So check this out. If we run R&D, we can't steal SDS, but when we access, look at that. Not only did we steal an Atlas, it shows you the card there. It's so good. And we're on game point, which is obviously very terrifying for them. If we install this, we're pretty safe in terms of economy. I'm going to install that. God, this is so nice. Yo, Jankivis, how's it going? Happy Thursday. Always be wildcatting. We lost it, unfortunately, but yeah. Okay, they're icing up, and again, we do have a Hippo, and we have access to 2 breakers. They have 15 credits, so now we can play a bit more of a control game and just try not to die to some sort of wild traps. And they haven't scored anything. That's a really big thing with Jemison, is that once they score something like a hostile or standoff, then they have access to tricks. So keeping them off any points is incredibly important. We also have Rebirth. We could just Rebirth Omar and go HQ, and I think that's probably fine. So we're going to go Omar, and we're just going to go. And we're going to access HQ. Does it do that for face down upgrades as well? Every single card in the game. To make the menu smart, Lost Geek went through every single card and figured out if they needed smarter menus? Wait, what? That's so good. There's an Afshar on HQ. Well, 0 here. We don't want to hit the Botulus. That's fine. That's actually really good. And we don't really have a thing here. I think I'm just going to draw. We ran. We could click for credit just to play around hard-hitting news or any sort of punishment. Yeah, that's fine. We have nothing really to do here. We have Earthrise, so we don't need the card draw as much. Getting this into the bin would be okay. And it highlights the card when doing your start of turn triggers too. Wait, really? Where would you have to go to see the log? They didn't ice, excuse me, they didn't end up icing Archives, which is wild against Omar. So, oh my God, that's pleasant. That's a dope hoodie. My hoodie game is weak. How do I have it? Get good hoodies. It's easy. That's so good. What's a good rule of thumb for how many credits you should have when you start as a run? Start a run? Well, it depends on the matchup. It depends on the ice, and it depends on your breakers. A lot of times if I'm face checking stuff, it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to write thinking here. The bigger deal is a lot of times is like certain matchups will have things like hard-hitting news that it's going to try and bury you with tags. So having 8 credits usually there, or sometimes 12 credits matters a lot. Now you can't always respect it, but that is something you could do. We could also Botulus this and run. Do we have Black Orchestra? We don't. Oh, we do. Wow, we installed that for free. Yeah, we'll botch list this. That's good advice. So we can actually install this for 2, and then we have something for STS drone deployment. I think we're going to do that just because we are not going to use the bad publicity likely through this run. And then we're going to break this. I'm broken, we'll pass. Yo, Terrence, what's up? Because he turned Omar just now, but it's not like Arizon was spending a lot of clicks doing nothing. They were just spent doing other things. Why not Ice Archives? I think they could have Ice Archives here with HQ. We know that is an Afshar. What was that? That was an NGO front. Okay, that's fine. So that's there. Here we could probably IFAD worse and career fair out something that we get with it. Oh, actually, we want a 0 here and hope we don't hit the IFAD worse. So last click, we could consider Wildcat striking. If they give us the card draw, I honestly don't think it's that bad. I'm just going to Wildcat strike and see if they do give us the card draw. Doing this last click is funny. They don't give us the card draw. Of course not. But we're 13 to their 19 credits. Yeah, I don't know. Even if that's an Afshar, I think you do put on archives. But Afshar is really difficult to break with Black Orchestra. It's 5 credits, right? Because you can't actually break all of it. Earthrise into Bonchless. Okay, so we really don't have to do much here. Like, we're in a good position. We have access to all our breakers. We can just career fair out Deliberated, hit up Deliberated, then get our Penny Shaver down and start slamming for R&D. We have 1 in 25 to draw Stargate, and if we do, we probably win. But as soon as they score out like an, what's it called, a hostile, then the game is entirely different. And I haven't been paying attention to what they did. They drew twice and install archives, so the chance of them having an agenda is actually relatively high. I think we're going to Omar, but we can put Penny Shaver down first. And then we'll Omar. And if they res something here again, it does get hippoed, and that's a really big thing that they might consider installing things in a different order because of hippo, or like double icing HQ so it doesn't get hippoed. So we'll install that. We'll break it for 2. We'll hippo that. There's the Alice there. They drew a bunch. I think going HQ. Good game. Ooh, no early hostile, huh? Afshar is fine, not on HQ. No, it's not bad on HQ, but again, if it's on archives, we break it for 3 and then we get it hippoed, that's a different deal. And Afshar on HQ against hippo, you can't hippo it because you can't break all the subroutines. So it's a lot better. Oof, woof. Yeah, and that's a really problem. Well, problem with Jemison is like it's really conditional based on you getting spun up and getting your agendas in the right order so you can forfeit things. And whenever they're pushing out a 5-3, it's kind of hard. I feel like I haven't caught up on chat really well. Yeah, you could tell the draw order is a bit bad when they're drawing and not doing anything because they want to score out standoffs as soon as they have them, hostiles as soon as they have them. But hey, playing good stuff just feels good. And you know how much money we got from Val? Like 2 credits. Like 2 credits. Because we didn't break things. We ended up botchless everything. Yo, Ludmilla, how's it going? Welcome. But just the good stuff feels good. It's like so easy to play all of these cards. Just put them all together in one deck. Get 1 credit per run and run a lot. That's what I like about this sort of Val list or like Penny Shaver. It encourages you to run a lot, which is the most fun part of Netrunner to me. Project Atlas art looks nice. It is. It's cool. It's a 3D render. I think Zoe did that, right? Over on the left, there's like a pile of laundry on a bed, and Maddie just walked up to it and got a huge meow from somewhere inside the pile of laundry. Please don't sit. I'm in here. Wait, what? That's standard legal? No, it's not. Okay. Hey. Do you mind if I'm not playing neutral ID? So I don't know. Do we play to 6? I never ran into this. Because this is like one of the starting IDs, right? Cersei Lannister. So they're playing only what is it, 16 to 17 agenda points? Yeah, this shouldn't be legal. I don't know how they managed to pick this. I wonder what their deck is. Huh? Well, this hand's good enough. We have 0, we have Gamble, we have a single Penny Shaver. Their decks, it did say illegal. Okay, so I wasn't paying attention. All right, this is going to be interesting. Also not talking. Yeah, they're probably playing a starter for sure. Which, like, the power level of the starter should be far behind us because we have some of the best cards and they have, you know, starter cards. So I hope we don't goof it up too bad. Okay. How's it going? Catching alive for the first time in a long time. What are we playing? Tyler, how's it going? We're playing right now the deck list of the week on Netrunner DB, which is just good stuff. Valencia with a lot of like reasons to run with Penny Shaver in it. I like it a lot. Someone mentioned you were playing Call of Duty. Did I hear that right? Yeah, I was playing Call of Duty World War II. What's the worst this could be, right? If they score the 3-1, I don't care. Yo, philosophical, they probably knew. Yeah, it seems like they probably knew. I think it's a really safe bet. Okay, well, we're just going to set up. Could have ran a single there, honestly. But I want to hit 0 as much as possible. So, Arzan, good game, by the way. The reason I play Call of Duty is because I had it. And there's a level in it that was shouted out specifically. But I have these smart lights in the room. And you can sync them up to your computer so that they match with the gameplay. And they also react to sound. And if you just crank it to the most extreme, oh my God, it's like mind shattering. Somebody fires at you, the whole room lights up. And it's literally terrifying. Imagine being brand new and your first game is against world champ. Grid? Yeah, world champ. Okay. That's a neat effect when you install stuff. Yeah, it's great, Lumilla. You got to see too, when you trigger things, it highlights them. And when you access cards, it actually shows you the full pop-up of the card here. It's immense. You work on backend server for COD? Oh, no way. I've played I played a fair few COD games in my time. I was one of the like Mile High Club gamers in university. Which was like the hardest achievement in Call of Duty Modern Warfare. That's a good play. We should charge that remote. 100%. That's a good start for them. I don't know if they're playing to 6 or 7 because I don't know how this works. I'm assuming to 7. I'm just going to 0 here. We hope that we hit the Wildcat strike. Hippo's fine. Okay, well, we'll just start running. We get money. We can trash just about anything. We have a botch list, so they can't score behind a single piece of ice. I really hope they win. Yo, Jester, me too. Yeah, look at this. That's so nice. That's so nice. We'll trash it. Cost us only 1, and then we can see more cards. If it's a starter, they're playing to 6. Yeah, but I don't think JNet knows that. Like, JNet isn't aware of that. Yeah, Demiurge, it's the blank. It is the blank. We'll trash that. See every single card. It looks like it is the starting deck. White space. Okay, so white space is okay if we have 10 credits. If we access it with 10 credits, we're fine. Yeah, the game will make them play to 7 for sure. It doesn't know. It doesn't know about that difference. So they have white space and an unknown card. You need to be in this system gateway format and require both players to have the starter decks. Oh, actually, it will know if you do it properly. That's rad. I didn't know that. So first they installed HQ. If they draw here, that's generally not what you want to do. You want to draw it first because you could get a better ice here. This looks like it's most probably the white space, and that's another issue why you want to draw more. And they have ice on everything. I think the worst ice they have in that format is Diviner. If we hit a Brawn, it's totally fine. So I'm going to just run R&D. Theory running HQ is also good. We'll make them spend some money here. But if they hit a Diviner, we have 1 odd card, and if it hits, it's fine. Oh, Palisade on Centrals. Okay, that's fine. So this is probably the white space, so we don't want to hit it, because it's pretty bad if we hit it. I think we want to just rebirth into Omar and go HQ. We don't want to lose this card for sure, and this gives us a 1 in 3 on hitting 0. The little orange highlights are freshly installed ice. It's so good. It's on any card you install. It's really, really good. So the 1 card is government subsidy. Okay, so that's a good reason to force them to spend ice or res. Let's hit a 1 in 3 here. We don't hit the botulus. Okay, good enough. Playing a little tough against a new player? Well, yeah, but like, what else can we do? Or a run-based deck. Like, we have to hammer them with runs. I've been curious how the neutral starter IDs work with points on JNet. Yeah, it depends. Apparently, it's attached to the format you're playing, not to the deck. It's really good quality of life stuff. Lost Geek has been apparently just nailing it. Again, if you want to donate, I don't think the donations go to the JNet devs. It just goes up to the server hosting, which MTG Red still manages. But if you want to hit up the JNet devs, they take donations. Not the devs, I don't think technically, but correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, could be Urtica Cypher. Could be Urtica Cypher. How many subroutines matter? I don't think there's anything with more than 1 subroutine. So we're going to draw 1 so we don't die to Urtica. And by draw once, I mean 0. And then we'll just run server 1. Actually, now we can't click through Brawn. So we probably shouldn't have, well, we'll see. I think Brawn's the only thing that ends the run here. With the Corp ID, I played a few games a few months ago and JNet let my friend play an ID with out-of-faction agendas. We choked it up to bug. Really? Yeah, it shouldn't let you do that. It'll say that your deck is illegal. Warwick, who's a JNet dev, says correct. It goes to MTG Red to keep things running. Sick. What is this? Is this an Urtica? Because if it is an Urtica, like that's totally fine for us. We'll end up drawing 3 cards. I think that it will so that you can play draft. It is an Urtica! Woo! So we drew into some breakers. Good for them that they did that. Will we trash this? I don't think there's a reason to trash it in this format. And we'll draw up. We have access to 2 of our breakers. We have Career Fair Earthrise for next turn. I'm scared to lose this. My pride. Last time I tried building in draft IDs, then replace ID to my drafted ID, but that would cause the game to end at 6. Oh, you can still play after that, but I see what you mean. Unless it was a bug, which is completely liking. Donating to JNet also unlocks all the alt arts. Yeah, that's totally true. If you donate to JNet, and sorry, this is going to be a bit vicious in terms of like, we're going to move to a different screen. You can highlight any card in the game and then just choose your preferred alt art. So there's like technically 3 unique Adonis campaign alt arts, and you could be like, this is my preferred one. So there's some really good reasons to just donate to JNet if you just want to do it selfishly. And you can donate like even $1. Like there's no minimum donation for that feature. It's great. Does anybody know how much it costs to keep up the JNet servers? I don't know, like a lot of people have been using JNet recently. I wonder if that increases things. I remember playing PE versus my friend's Adam deck. That matchup was really rough. Oh my God, that matchup, I imagine that matchup could be incredibly rough. All right, we'll Omar HQ and probably just set up. We'll install this, hit one of our breakers. They've been drawing a lot. They don't have a scoring server, so we're feeling okay about this. That's an agenda. We'll Career Fair down an Earthrise. We'll hit our 0. I think I just want to draw more. I just want to find a paperclip, because once we have a paperclip, like a lot of this ice is very expensive. We do have to break Diviner for 3, which is really funny because it's normally 1 in this format. Okay. Blank ID versus reg-ass Val is fine. Yeah, it's probably fine. They haven't said anything in chat yet, but it's wild that like this is very, very going to be very unfortunate to them. I wonder if you have that feeling too, where like you boot up Hearthstone and you play your first game and you have your nice like, ooh, I made this deck out of the like 5 packs I've opened. And then you play against like top tier legendary net deck and then you quit the game. Like this is not a good first experience for sure. Oh, Jesus. Oh, oh, Omar. They don't like you. They definitely don't like you. And that one card in hand they have is a government subsidy. So we're just kind of looking for a breaker for R&D. Oh, we found it too. Oh, we found a Stargate. Ooh, disgusting. Disgusting. All right, well, we're going to hit this button. Click for 7 seems good. We'll put this down, I guess. Yeah. Yeah. They really don't like Omar. No, that's Omar respect. Oh my God, it's Omar respect. Is he trapped in this game with you or are you trapped with him? Well, with them, we don't know actually. It's with her, technically, it's Cersei. This is like what happens on my first JNet game. Fart. No, I'm sorry to hear that. Was it really that bad? And did you say like new player when you made the lobby or something? It's running on a machine that MTG uses for other stuff, so he hasn't shared any of the costs to my knowledge. Oh, interesting. All right, well, we're just gonna go. It's gonna be hard to run archives. 2 for wanting barrier is nuts. Yeah, I think Cleaver's a bit better than I said it was when I reviewed it, especially in startup. Like in startup. Oh, I can break that. Oh, sorry. Shit. By the way, did you see that context menu? The context menu that tells you the options. I did. We talked about accidentally hit standard and says startup. Oh no. So I'll break it. I'm just gonna break 2 because we missed the window. I was actually break for 1. Oh, that's my bad. Managarm, government, subsidy. Oh, they conceded. Oh, hey, good game. Oh, wait. The fact that they're not talking makes this a really unfortunate interaction. Hey, sorry. Oh, they left too. Shit. Like, they really need to know that that is not how Netrunner works, right? Like, it's so important that that's not their first experience, and it's just so one-sided, because I'm playing like a top-tier competitive deck and they're playing like the starter set. Like the starter set that's not even tournament legal, and that's totally fine because it's, you know, designed to be played against another starter set. That is heartbreaking. No. Oh, I was someone's bad Netrunner experience. Yikes. I'm sure if it's a usual new play response to seeing Omar. It might be, yeah. It seems really scary, right? Oh, that's a bummer. Okay. So NP, shut up. Feel bad. That really sucks. Like, imagine bouncing off this game because of that experience. Like, that's just a bummer. Yo, Sid, what up? They may have slowly realized that they queued the wrong format. They may, but they didn't say anything. They might have. I even said at the beginning in chat, I was like, hey, but maybe they're like kind of overwhelmed and they're not looking at the chat log if they're new and like reading all the cards in their hand. Yeah. I should have noticed that it was illegal and said something here in chat first. I jumped into a new player game to help teach recently. They really struggled to grok that I could break all their ice. They conceded and said they were going to go back to the manual. Yeah, Giles, that's something that shows up a fair bit, right? Like, I think 1 out of every, or 2 out of every 3 times you teach Netrunner, or at least I teach Netrunner, when I say I can use a program to break that ice, firstly, I think what's assumed a lot of times that the ice is destroyed. And then when you say like, wait, that ice is still going to permanently be there and have to break it every time like that. Like, there's a lot of ways that people think ice breaking should and shouldn't work. Maybe English isn't the first language. Yeah, I wouldn't be totally surprised. How's it going, Chris? All right. 44, let's go. Oh man, there's some really rough built the last decks you need to play around modernly. Opening hand, Taz Apocalypse, which is good against advanceable ice, but the only card we have here is 0. I'll get them all. Yeah, that's good. That's actually quite good. Thanks, you too. Okay, so I don't know if this is going to be the deck that we're playing against, but basically right now there's a meta deck which involves Government Takeover, Punitive, Mass Comms, Advanceable Ice, and then Red Planet Couriers. And it's really strong just because the amount of agendas you need to score to win is disgusting. You need basically all of them. You need close to all of them. What is this? This looks like a Spin Doctor. I'm just going to run it. And then if they draw, I'll Dirty Laundry this. Because this is a Spin Doctor, you don't want Dirty Laundry. It's a snare, okay. Joke's on me, I guess. I wasn't expecting that. We have a tag. Okay. Honestly, I should have installed that and used that. So what could kill us on a single tag? Very little. I think I'm just going to drop. Corset cards? These aren't corset cards. Snare isn't a corset card. Wrecked. When I taught people who played MTG, I took them a second to get that their ice and or breakers don't die when they go to headache. Exactly, right? Okay, is this an Urtica cipher? I don't know what this is. This might just be a, what's it called? Oh, it's an NGO. Okay, so they're playing with a bigger card pool. We ran though, so we might have to watch out for hard-hitting news. So if we play the daily cast, we're gonna be pretty far behind in the econ. And I don't want to moshing these cards because they're very good. So I'm just going to take a credit. So we have at least 8. Paperclip in the bin, all according to plan, baby. Yeah, that's what we wanted. As soon as possible. Okay, they're on 20 now. I think realizing the runner eventually gets control of the board state as the game drags on is an important thing to learn. Yeah, it's true. And that's what I think a bigger point is having things to jam into the remote server pretty consistently is one of the best things you can do in this game. I think this is one of the few times where we would consider playing daily cast first click. And this is now an advanceable ice, so that doesn't really tell us much. I'll draw. We need more answers. So we have Botulus, we have Black Orchestra, we have Paperclip. We don't have a lot of money. I think we could consider moshing this hand. Ooh, red level clearance is interesting. That's interesting. It's not a bad card. Draw 2, gain a click. So clickless, draw 2 for 2 influence. Okay. Take that, Spin Doctor. Card on top of server 1 over server 1. So looks like an agenda. Is a hostile. We have bad pub. They're on 27 credits though. So the snares make me think that it's not exactly the punitive list. Same with the red level clearance, but still kind of terrifying. I'm going to go ahead and moshing this. We just want more cards. Amaku is good. We can install Amaku a run. We'll die to snare, so we don't want to do that. We'll install that. We can run last click, right? Just don't hit snare. Attitude adjustment. Okay, that means a lot of times 5-3 agendas. No surprise here. So this Amakuwa can be a threat eventually. We did run, so hard hitting news, econ warfare, but they only have 3 cards in hand, and one of them is an attitude adjustment. There you go, attitude adjustment. So they draw 2, and they can show us maybe what agendas they have. Looks like they're not shuffling, so they just pay 2 to draw 2. That might mean they don't have agendas. Whoredom's going to be a problem. Okay, ice on everything, that's good. So we just want to keep setting up. I'm going to install the hippo. Any target here is good. We'll draw up. And we'll career fair this down. That seems okay. Just happy Urtica and Spin Doctor. Let's Cambridge Jinteki. Yeah, that's what we're going to be playing today. We're going to be playing a sort of Jinteki deck. I think it's way worse with that Mushin. Kakarembo just isn't anywhere near scary enough. But at least there's more like forks where advanceable cards are scary. Okay. Their ability is fired like what? Twice? Hit the paperclip. Cool. Not that we needed it. Okay, so we have access to everything besides an MK Ultra, which is a problem because Archer could be alive and well with Hostile Takeover. Let's see what they do here. They probably don't give us a 4-card draw. That'd be really bad. Yeah, that makes sense. And I think we're just about ready to run. Yeah, okay. Yo, Sen, what up? Do you prefer people to watch you on Twitch or YouTube? Whatever you like, whatever works for you. It's really not a big deal. Everybody sees your chat. It's totally good. I'm surprised Mushin didn't get saved in updates. Seems like the Jinteki card. Yeah, there's some problems with it though, and it looks like a lot of the like blowouts is what the people at Nisei don't want. Like the idea that Mushin with Junebug can be like, oh, you ran that, you died. Same reason like maybe why there's no snare. Like they kind of want that, and I don't know. Maybe they're taking teeth out of some things. Ooh, okay, it's a real agender. That's an agender. We know one of these ice is advanceable. This would have to be inside on the Archer. We don't have access to, we have 22 credits. I think we want to force a res here. If it's an Archer and we lose our Amakuwa, it's okay. We have another one and then they end up paying a fair bit. So let's see what it could be here. If it's also the, what's it called? Surveyor, that's fine. We can trace through most of it. We have 24 credits with Bad Pub. So it wasn't playing at the time. Why is Gold Farmer standard banned? I guess, yeah, but you know, professional opinions. Yo, Wyatt, a big reason, why it was banned, we're going to go hippo this for sure, is that it was just way too good in game net. Because you end up breaking it for about 4 credits and then they gain 2 credits. So a 6 credit swing on an ice that was 3. There's also not that many good barriers in the format. And it was by far the best barrier. 4 is not even that bad to break this. But there is snare. Wow, that server fell apart. That was not a good server for them. Okay. Yeah, that worked out well. Man, ping 7 and then it dies immediately. Not a good feel. I'm going to install this and hit this a couple times. It's only like clicking for 2. Everyone and their pet dog was running it, even instead of NBN. Yeah, it was like super popular. If you want to play it white, you can play it in startup. It's only banned in standard, but it was just like very easy to put into any deck. And it was just very good for the cost, right? Like either you paid what, 3 for it and they broke it for 6, or they broke it for generally 4, which is kind of the best you can ask for at a barrier at that cost. But in game net, it was a problem because it was like you played 3 in game net and then every time they go through it, it's a 6 credit swing, which is kind of incredible for a 3 credit card. All right, it looks like snare and agenda. I don't want to lose the Stargate. But we have labor rights. I don't think we care. We're going to try and run both of these. I wish we had a penny shaver. Definitely the best ice in startup. It's really, really good in startup. Okay, they removed that. That's fine. So we didn't get an access and no trash because the run just ends if the server disappears. We can run server 1. I wish we had an Ivan worse in hand. We break this for free as well, right? Definitely the best ice in startup. Yo, Engram Flesh is in there. It's a wall to wall. We'll trash that. I'm just gonna draw. I really want to keep our hippo. It seems like a nice way to win. Ooh, playing that. We're still in the credit lead pretty. Yeah, we can probably afford that. I'm not good at the trace game. I always overspend. What do you mean, Nero? Chris, did you change your icon? I think so. Kayambe also not banned in startup. Yeah, there's no bans in startup. Kayambe is a really good card in startup too. Engram Flush remains nutty. Engram Flush is so wild. And like, it's not problematic enough to be banned. It's like this certain perfect card to kind of, well, not perfect card to restrict, but like it just play diviner in standard. No. Or in startup, it's like, nah, I got Engram. I'm good. No bans yet. Yeah, no, they can definitely ban after a while. I'm not that scared on Engram and startup. You're right, because like the damage isn't as important with things like Obakata, but like still, it's a menace to break. There's not a very good way to break it in standard, if I'm not, or in startup, if I'm not mistaken. All right, the same fork here, except we're going to be adding 2 more cards, so we can check a lot of this. We probably wanted to run HQ at some point because it's been a couple turns they haven't jammed and they just drew a fair bit. Look how good this is, where it highlights the card. Oh my god, JNet devs, what are you doing? You're spoiling us. Startup doesn't have kill options. No, it doesn't. Wall to wall, we'll trash that for 1 credit. It's a snare, that's fine. We're not gonna trash it because then we have to worry about reprisals. So if this is another snare, we lose. So I'm gonna just do. Oh, we lost our Stargate, right? So this is actually very useful. I'm gonna remove tag, and they can score a 3-1, right? I don't think it matters. Okay, so that's 2 snares out, right? Oh no, they shuffled snare back in with, I didn't even check what they shuffled back in with Spin Doctor. I really need, is Pharos and an unseen card. Oh, the unseen was a snare because they overinstalled it. Oh, geez, okay. So that's 4, and then on top of that, we need to keep our money up. So we're just gonna go run and steal that. That's 4 damage. So we'll just run that. Hit liberated. Well, in theory we 0 here, right? If we hit an I've had worse, it's just so good. Okay. How much influence is seamless? Just 2. Just 2. I think we actually dirty laundry this. Because we only need 4 cards in hand, and this will give us the money advantage, so we're not worried about economic warfare or double punitive. I'm going to dirty laundry this, because drawing doesn't really matter, because we have to draw 3. We also consider just running HQ and winning. Because now we have 18. I'll draw once so we don't die to complete image, I guess, and then we'll just take the money. Labor rights first. You're right, we could have labor rights first there just to get the Stargate back in the deck. That's probably correct. Yeah, I think you might be right there. I like Seamless MP. I think Seamless MP is really, really good. Oh, we lost connection. Uh-oh. Oh, we're back. Hey, test. Let's just DC'd for a second. Complete image Wayland? I don't know, man. Neurospike, let's go. I feel like this needs to be slightly more. Yeah, that's a bit better. Dirty laundry is scoring remote. It's just ultimate disrespect. Yo, this one nice. Oh, they're trying for the punitive. They don't have the money here. We more than doubled their money. This is them throwing money at us, and we have more money than them, so it's not going to work out for them. But we just need to make sure we beat both of these or we die. And that's why we cared more about money than drawing. So trace 10. Okay, so we spent 10. And then the next one they could do this best is trace 11, and we win that one too. Or not even trace 11, trace 8. Yeah, this is not going to work out for them. So runners can generally recover from money more, especially now that we have this. So yeah, that's just not going to work out for them. Too big to fail, puny? Yeah, you're right, they could do it. They only had a couple cards in hand though. So they can't afford snare, so let's just go get rich. But you can't play too big to fail because they had to do puny too big to fail into puny, and then actually, yeah, maybe we could have lost. Good game. Oh, they conceded. Good game. Keeping the snares. I don't know about snares on table. Oh, they just left beans if they wanted to talk about it. Yeah, that's kind of the thing, right? Like, this is really good punitive, that's for sure. But because they weren't jamming into the remote pretty consistently, it's kind of hard. And like, if they want to win on money, like have more money than the runner, like that's what the problem with, and they shuffled it back, Pharos is. Pharos against Paperclip is just so bad. You res for 7, they break for 4. We break for 3 with bad publicity, right? Like, we didn't even need to hippo it. If they advance it 3 times, then we would hippo it, right? Valencia, yo, Natividad, how's it going? This is the deck list of the week right now. It's just kind of good stuff. They probably threw the punitives at you because they're basically blank now. Yeah, I think they didn't have much going on at that point. They threw them. They also didn't get a lot of text out of their ability. Their ability triggered, I think, maybe 4 times, which is, it needs to be a bit more than that. Not that advancing ice is that much better. Let's do one more with this. These decks are games are pretty fast. Okay. All right, SSO. Oh man, this can be a big issue. You really need to keep an early way to get into a remote server with these decks. This deck got a lot worse, right? Because there's only now 2 face-up agendas in the format, and let only 1 5/3. So you generally want to just a botulus, so you can do, if they get something down, you could do botulus through a Hordem and run through. Like, that's really important. You need to shut down their early agenda as fast as possible. So I'm gonna mulligan into 2 breakers. Oh, all right, Wildcat Strike. Let's go. Forgot to stream at a delay and didn't get into the room. Oh yeah, it's like maybe 7 seconds. Wait, I have a better button for that. Oh, there you go. Dedication. They're gonna go straight for the Neurospike. Hell yeah. And a single ice with 3 events. This is what I'm talking about, right? Like, this is such a big deal. Wow, that's the start. Good luck, have fun. Thanks, you too. Like, that's the perfect start. My God, did they mulligan for that? They kept their hand, right? Because now we have to deal with a Hordem. We can. It's not the worst, but oh my God, a mouseless, so problematic. And then having the damage to get through this, it's such a problem. We could just ignore it and go centrals. Do you think their name is pronounced Eje, I, or Ej? I would say Eje. Yeah, I don't know what to do now. Like, we need a botulus here. And it's a Hordem we can't even deal with Amakua, so this only goes so far. This is the deck list where we want to apocalypse them. Aket, shit. This is not a great starting idea. Oh, Turtle, you were so young. My money's on edge. Mouseless is okay. The problem with Mouseless, again, is the damage into the damage. And we have to watch about Neurospike. Like, they could score this, but they shouldn't, right? Like, they want to advance, get their Aket on HQ or R&D, and then get that up to 5 strength. But we'll take points before punitive is an issue. And their money is generally pretty bad until they can mass comms. So we got a window here. The problem is we're not drawing cards. All right. So it looks like you don't have any agendas. What the heck is that? That's a spin doctor, right? Give us cards, please. Please, we need them. They never do. Draw for snare. Hey, it's back. We'll run this because it could be a spin doctor, and then we can run HQ if they draw into stuff. Yeah, there you go. So we don't mind trashing this for 1. And then we can run HQ, and they have a chance of drawing an agenda here. So this is kind of risky when you have an open HQ. It's a consulting visit, okay. So that could easily be punitive. Sometimes consulting for mass comms is good enough. I don't know what else you consult for unless they have, I think it's usually punitive, right? But oh my God, it's just like such a difference in this game if they don't get an early face of 5/3. There's only 3 in the deck. Wouldn't it be better to install Amakua first to get counters? Yeah, it's not bad. The thing is, if we plan to trash it, we don't get counters. And we didn't have enough clicks there. Like, this is so hard for us to deal with. We just have to kind of like, ooh, I need a ban. Consulting for Neurospike, GG? Yeah, but it's a bit harder. If we draw into an I've had worse, we're okay. But now we just play like the slow game. We'll do that. Do another one? No, we'll just draw. That upgrade's probably Malapart. Yeah, I put my money on Malapart because then they can do score into double a Neurospike. So all we have to do is draw into an I've had worse and hope that they don't do like consulting into Salem's or something. Also, hey, hey, Chancellor. So the thing is, like, if they advance this, like, they'd have to dedication it, but then they can't score at the same turn. So we just have to immediately. Oh, wow. Okay. Too big to fail. We need to just very quickly find. We have access to all our breakers. We need to find. What's it called? Oh, it's no worries. And I've had worse as soon as possible. So we're going to moshing and just keep drawing. Because now they can score and then consulting into Neurospike, and we'll die if they have a single Neurospike in hand. So if we don't get the I've had worse, we don't have the I've had worse. We just don't have the I've had worse. We probably die. I'll draw once more. Yeah, no, I don't think we have it. GG. Yeah, good game. Oh yeah, because they Malapert. Yeah, we die. That's a bummer. And I'm telling you, all you need is some botulus in this matchup. If you have a botulus, this is fine. If you have a boomerang, this is fine. And it's like so swingy here. So they basically score with the Malapur. They can pull a Neurospike, and then they can consult for the other Neurospike if they don't have it. Yeah, so we don't have IFAD Warriors. So we win. Hey, good game. And so that's the thing with 50 cards, is that like you can't always get that IFAD Warriors into hand. You too. Oh, they had another Neurospike. Rude. Is that, yeah, we can't draw. IFAD Warriors at the bottom too. Oh no. 2 of the bottom 3. 3rd for IFAD Warriors. Massive rude. 2 in the bottom 3 cards. Man, yeah, 3rd Neurospike. That actually will play around IFAD Warriors. But yeah, there's not much we can do there. I want to know what ISIS is. And maybe we could have considered running to make sure they didn't have the credits, but they only need 6 credits. And we run into a Mouseless or a Hordem. Sometimes they get the credits back. So we could have maybe drawn to 8 around this actually. But they had consulting visits, so they had punitive. I don't know. It's hard. But I think you just need a botulus for that or a boomerang and you're okay. It's so swingy and I think they need DRM. Hey, you too. I'm like really scared of the re-education one because it's like so easy to set up. You just need to do install advance. Well, you need to advance a 3rd time and then you're single Neurospike, you're good. I got up to my leftovers in the fridge. Oh, Ludmilla, we got a triple Neurospiked. Nothing to it. Nothing to it. That was the deck we tried like 2 weeks ago. And I don't think we ever got as clean as that. But we also didn't like very aggressively play, hey. We didn't aggressively play Malapur, which we should have. Yeah, it was totally Neurospike. Malapur into Neuro, into Neuro, into Neuro. All right, awesome. Okay, so this is Sengrin. You might know from the YouTube channel. They had a series of videos that just went up this week talking about like a matchup specifically between, it was a Shaper, if I think correctly. Yeah, Shaper versus the Asa. So this is a competitive Asa. It's probably going to be top tier Asa. Sengrin plays the good stuff. And I want to see what it does without Violet level clearance. There is next level activations or whatever the lockdown is called. I think that's what they're called. There's a list on JNet I think is really, really cool. My hand feels so slow, rip VLC. So like this is the game that'll be over in 8 to 10 turns. So you really need to make sure that your opening hand is good for what you want. And in theory, we could like sure gamble Stargate and then like take 1 rip off R&D and then do Earthrise. And maybe that'll slow them down enough. I want to try keeping this. Normally just slamming Stargate is like not good enough, but there's no way Sengrin's going to ice R&D. I want to see how bad that is. I imagine it's not going to be great because they're going to be like Rashida remote immediately. Contest earlier, Rashida, Jamarcus. I know, but we're not gonna. We're just going to try Stargate and see how bad it is. Hopefully they've slowed down enough. I played against players who got a bit salty about Neurospike kills, but I don't think it's that unfair, even with re-education. Re-education seems way more unfair, but I know what you mean. Oh, it was Tao. You're right. It was Tao. Essex, how's it going? All right, we'll do the pressure start. We have a really good way to recover from this, though, is that we do have Career Fair into Earthrise. And sometimes they're on Akawa, sometimes they're on, what's it called? Sometimes they're on Ikawa, sometimes they're on Vacheron. So it's always good to get something here. What would we rather get off of R&D? And I think because we have Amakua, we're way more worried about the drafter because it actually can fix Stargate. So they're going to draw a Gatekeeper. And what was the other card underneath it? Maryland, if that's a Rashida. But I feel like 3 out of 7 times scoring a 5-3 is a win anyways. And doing so with a click left over and the combo piece in hand, the opponent doesn't just steal it. Hey, I don't know. I feel like you can do it really quickly if you want to. Ooh, Sprint. Okay, so we're not going to know much about their hand at all. But we know that they have access to a Gatekeeper. The thing about re-education pad, it's like, I think it's the worst one to like also transition into punitive, which is really good about Obakata. It's really good about Bacterial, and it's really good about the Wayland stuff. So that's like not a great thing it has going for it. We also have to watch out about Hagen now. Like if we face check a Hagen, it destroys our Stargate. And that is like the biggest issue here by a mile. Like a Hagen is just such a big blowout. That's also a good reason why not to start with Stargate. I agree. Including re-education in your deck means you're stealing less Bolognas. Seems fine. Yeah, the Hagen on R&D is more likely to be here than on server 2. So I'm going to respect the Hagen. We'll credit here. We'll get this out into the bin. We could consider checking the only card in here. We also could have rebirthed into, if we want to do the start that I think we should have done, which if we don't want to do an aggro start, I think we actually rebirth into Quetzal, because then we can face check Hagens, and it's really good on the remote. I think we want that more than Omar, so I'm going to rebirth into Quetzal. All right. Oh, we could even go HQ here. Oh, we have a paperclip now. Actually, we're fine then. I think liberates are too slow. We have 12 credits. Seems like enough. Let's go. That's another good thing about moshing. It lets you like very aggressively get your breakers in the bin. That's a drafter. Okay. We can break it next turn. So this lets them return a card and install a card. And last click, they can install an agenda. It's not last click though, so we have 1 click left, so we can always call their bluff. But at least that's a drafter so that we can do Hippo, MK Ultra, trash it. We can also moshing this away. They added a sprint to HQ. Okay. Let's get an agenda here. Again, this start is so much slower. It doesn't have a Rashida, no Rashidas yet, no VLCs yet. And there's probably agendas in HQ. So they're considering the second unseen card from HQ. So we probably want to go check that with bad publicity. It's not that bad to check it. It's likely also a spin doctor here too, because if we trash an agenda, they can just rescue it. Oh yeah, right, Asa. Oh man, that's so good. Hedge fund, predictive planogram, spin doctor. So I think we're gonna get rid of the, they're gonna make 4 credits and draw 2 cards next turn. So the spin doctor seems worse. I'm surprised they're playing planogram, but that's a good draw card. We'll run server 3 here. Fairchild 3 is an issue. Gatekeeper's an issue. We do have a decoder though, but oh my god, a Fairchild here will be so bad for us. But we need to put the pressure on. I think it's another dock. Oh, it's a Maryland. Their money is not amazing. They're going to be on 8, 9, 10, 11 plus a hedge fund. But this brings down technically the quality of their fully operationals. Well, we'll trash that for 2. That's okay. So they're drawing into hedge fund and planogram. So we know 2 of their cards. We also know there's probably a gatekeeper on 3 or 2. They probably would have rezzed it on server 3. I think it's server 2. Our money's a bit low here. We need a moshing what we draw. We'll moshing out the MK Ultra. Okay, what's our spin doctor count? 1? Oh man, Amaku would be really good if we can get it down at the same time, but it doesn't access cards with Stargate, so it's not going to work exactly. So moshing out. The cast is nice. We want to get this out for sure. I think we need a bit more money. Does Jaina have some new graphics? Yeah, Bacon. It has a lot of new animations, which is like pretty slick. Well, this is actually really interesting, whether we want the cast or the Earthrise. I feel like we have Ived worse on our list. We have 0, so the card draw is going to be a bit better. Amaku does get pretty far, especially because we know they have gatekeepers. All right, let's put some pressure on. We're always trying to do this with at least 1 click left. Sheeta sprint spin doctor. I'll take the spin doctor out. So 1 click left, there's a Rashida on top. We'll go trash her for free, I reckon. We'll just try and win off of R&D pressure, off central pressure. I don't know how possible that is. But trashing Rashida for free is nice. I really love the card pop-up when you access singles on R&D. It's sick. For someone who always forgets what they just saw, visual is helpful. It's so good. It is so much better than hovering over the card. So they did planogram into sprint. Build your own VLC. They probably actually have a lot of agendas in hand and they're keeping them there because it feels much safer than in R&D based off the pressure we're putting off with Stargate. It's also worth noting whatever we see off the top of the deck here, they're going to shuffle it likely with Maryland, so it's not going to look that great. Here, they're probably drawing for seamless launches. Jaina has glowies. Also, it glows breakers that can interface. Oh, I didn't know about that. I know it started turn triggers. If you have multiple triggers, it'll highlight the one that you're like looking at the smart menu. It's so good. All right, so we get another Stargate. That could be a doctor. There could be one more doctor on the table. Is there anything we want to draw before we Stargate? I don't think so, but we'll do that after for Dirty Laundry. Let's see what we can find here. Pentagram isn't a card I expected to see, but I guess it's good for draw, and it's also good for money. Like it's the best of both worlds. Like it's super flexible. So I've had worse here for a Laundry. We don't have one, but we can Omar up an Apocalypse, and if we get down an Apocalypse with Omar, we'll win the game. So I'm hoping that they score out this turn. Lakshmi. Ooh. So that means that they're probably running 3 food, 3 Vitruvius, 3 4-2 of choice. And they have a Lakshmi in HQ. So we can't steal this because of Lakshmi for the whole turn. If we rebirth into Omar here, got him. We can set up an Apocalypse next turn. We'll lose our Stargate, but they'll lose their whole board, hopefully. So I'm hoping that they score a 4-2 out with Jeeves here. Pocket's best Lakshmi tag is really good. They also just shuffled. So they didn't draw into a Sprint or into a Vitruvius. Or sorry, Sprint or Rashida. They could have not shuffled if they wanted to draw the Rashida. So now they're really like mostly pressured to ice up Archives. Why not try Rashida and steal Vitruvius through R&D? They could still Lakshmi it. But you're right, that was probably a consideration. That was actually probably better too. Oh man. We're gonna get them. We're going to get them. So I think I'm gonna run Archives first, because it forces them to res things with Lakshmi, and then they pay money. They have 19 credits though. Yeah, and it also forces out a Spin Doctor before we APOC. Well, it's on the table anyways. This hurts for the, also, yeah, this is wild. Havocor, I never seen APOC yet. Curious how it works. It works well. So they shuffled in a Vitruvius and Spin Doctor. And now we'll put the pressure on R&D. We're going to lose our 1 pressure card though, which is unfortunate. We have no way to flip it. So we'll throw out a Vitruvius. We know they have 1 in hand. I think we'll actually just throw out the ice. Do we have well, we have a paperclip. No, I'll throw out the Vitruvius. And we'll steal an agenda here on HQ for sure. There'll be a food in here, and they're thinking whether they want to res and pop Lakshmi. Can they fold for not icing Centrals too? Yeah, no, I think icing Archives is probably worth it. Thinking for sure. So they're resing in Maryland to get a counter on here so they can show that they have a Vitruvius in hand and we can't steal it. So there's a Vitruvius in hand, we knew that. We'll do HQ, fully op. Okay. Shuffling Maryland. Okay. So they just shuffled their deck too. So they actually weren't going to draw the Vitruvius. So that's good to know. And I think there's another agenda in here. So here we slam HQ, run Archives. We run HQ again. We might win. They do have 8 cards in hand though, which is pretty wild. They saw you rebirth Omar. Yeah, they didn't respect the rebirth Omar. And this is us like, you know, trying to play as fast. So now they're going to try to jam the Vitruvius out, which is fair because we only have 3 credits. Like we'd need an overclock or something on this remote. And we still have access to every single breaker. Oh no, we don't have access to MK Ultra. So it could be a Spin Doctor. Gatekeeper would be horrible. And this is where you can't play Wildcat Strike. Actually, we probably can. I'm going to play Wildcat Strike. Let's see what they do. They give us the 4 cards. We can, yeah, they can credit into Dirty Laundry here. Fully up. Okay. We'll run Archives before Spin Doctor does something. But this isn't the best situation for us. Oh, it was an off-world. Okay. And getting one of these is a really big deal for Lakshmi. Not that Lakshmi is like really easy to do right now. I think Labor Rights is okay. Even if we just shuffle in like 3 Dirty Laundries, we're in an okay spot. Ah, man, Liberate is just going to be a bit too hard here. Where'd the board go? Yo, this is a card, hey? APOC. If you run all 3 central servers, pay 3, everybody trashes everything. As a runner, you flip it down. I may have forgot they need to advance 4-2s back on like turn 3. Where's your seamless? Yeah, it's not moshing, that's liberated. For what it's worth, like on JNet, you can control what alt arts you have, and like I'm gonna leave them to all the like the system update stuff because I think that makes more sense for new players. So if you're playing, if you've been playing the old cards, Oh, Vitruvius with counter, pretty good. We also got to check what we trashed. We did get rid of Ansel, Fairchild, Hagen, Gatekeeper, Fairchild, big stuff. And we hit Fairchild, we actually can throw out some of our breakers, which is really nice. Or some of our stuff on the table. I'll have it worse here. I don't know. I think we can just put Penny Shaver and start smashing. Because we know they still have a Vitruvius in hand unless it's on server 8. Fully op. It's always fully op. Do you think server 8's Vitruvius? I'm going to check it. I'm donating just to get all pool party liberated back. Hell yeah. That's a Lakshmi. So that's in the bin. That's most important. So they still have a Vitruvius in hand. Scroll chat. Excuse me. Great. Googly moogly. LR for a POC. You might also flip another MK. Yeah, we could actually labor raid for a POC. I think that's fine because we have it open now. I think you're right. That's probably a better play. It's just to get that back into our deck. Yeah, I think you're right. I think that's quite a strong play. Now with this, we have to watch out. If they have a biotic in their deck, they can do some wild things. But their money is actually not that good right now. I'm just like worried about a Gatekeeper because it can... Wait, what does Gatekeeper even do? Gatekeeper agendas only. Okay. Not the best. But we don't have the money for APOC. We'd have to do this first. So what could this be? If it's a Hagen, that's fine. If it's a Gatekeeper, that's fine. I think we just run this first click so we don't have to hit Fairchild. We need to make them spend money because they don't have money. And I'm assuming that this is food or because they're on probably only 9 agendas, 3 of each. That makes more sense to Lakshmi. Thinking. But we haven't been charging the remote, so they might not have been comfortable with this. So we're going to charge the remote right now. Okay, so they paid 3. FTC isn't bad here. You can trash your face downs. Yeah, Marcus, we want to trash your face downs for sure. But then we want to get this back into our deck. But the problem specifically with that is that we have to let the last Cybertine fire, so we won't get through. So they drew 3, which is pretty good for them. They can recover ice. So like this is a bit of a dodgy poke, but it's probably good enough. And then they're gonna end the run. Banana who? I didn't realize that was a flavor text. All right, let's just keep smashing. Oh, they shuffled off-world office and GFI. So their list is 3 GFI, 3 off-world office. So there's at least scoring a GFI here. They'll have a click left. Not that we can trash that. So we know there's at least 2 agendas in here. There's still Vitruvius in hand, probably. Where's the agendas? Going HQ, unless that's a huge Vitruvius. Running HQ is probably bad here because I think they shuffled away the agendas. Wait, this is probably not good. Yeah, shit. That was not a good run. They probably shuffled them away. If that's a Vitruvius with counters, I'm going to be really impressed. Okay, good. So just a GFI. But now the problem here is that they jam food. So we basically have to click Penny Shaver for 6, install Black Orchestra, run the remote. But I think they'll be short on credits to score out. What can they res for 2? Nothing, right? Shuffling Jennies into R&D doesn't feel great for them either, seeing as they have no ice over it. Yeah, I know. It doesn't feel amazing. The question is whether we can win on this. What can they res for 2 credits? There's nothing they can res. And even if they can, we have Omar. Like, hit us with a white space. Maryland, okay, that's not a good draw for them. Gatekeeper, okay. So we'll do this. So we'll shuffle back in the cards that we really want here. We want an APOC. We want, I think it's just a Dirty Laundry. And that's the only laundry we have. So we'll do Moshing. It's technically a card draw card, right? Rototurret? Yeah, Rototurret would be terrible here, though. Okay, let's get that into the bin. Also, get a Botulus. I'm coming. Moshing here? Oh, yeah, 100%. Botulus also, we haven't seen any of this game. It's a really big deal for the remote, too. Like, we can Botulus this if we really want to, and we know we get through here for 5 credits with Bad Pub. We have to run this basically all the time. And they're not going to have a lot of money. This is 4 credits. They're going to have another one, though, which is pretty good. But we can do Penny Shaver, Botulus on here. If it's a Fairchild 3, we'll get through it, and then we can break this. So we can run this. And they still have Vitruvius? Because they didn't shuffle Vitruvius, right? Like, they have a Vitruvius in hand. 6 credits, not enough, I don't think. So our play is Penny Shaver, Botch, run. Because I still think we can get through Hagen with Botulus. We just lose the Botulus. This is probably a Maryland though, right? XM Maryland bait. I know. New Desperado is legit. Oh man, it's really good. It's not Desperado, but it's really good. Of course. Lakshmi game? Yeah, it could be. But the problem with Lakshmi is they can get 2 reses, and then they're likely on 3 credits, and they would need the other Vitruvius perfectly in hand. Well, they can't protect a Vitruvius, right? And then if it's anything else besides a Vitruvius, we can always just go trash the Jeeves. So you're right, JT. It could there could be some play here with Lakshmi for sure. But then if we trash the Jeeves, are okay, unless they have a Seamless, honestly. Which, yeah, maybe that's actually quite interesting. Maybe there is a Lakshmi play here we're not respecting. Do you think you need to deal with the Lakshmi at some point, though? It's really hard because there's only 1 Vitruvius, so that doesn't matter. With food, they need 3 counters on this board state, not possible. So it's only but the off-world office. Yeah, it is Maryland. So we are not going to trash that. We'll just Omar R&D. We know there's at least 2 agendas in there. And we know 1 off-world was an R&D. It's a planogram again. What is this deck? Vitruvian HQ then? Yeah, it looks like the Vitruvius is still in HQ. It's been there forever and we haven't seen it. Check HQ. We've been running HQ so much and we haven't seen it. I think we're getting a bit unlucky though. And I want to play more Jailbreak because it just seems so good. Like, how good is Jailbreak right now here? Draw a card, access 2. It's exactly what we want. It's like perfectly what we want. Draw a card, gain 2, Penny Shaver. Or, sorry, you know what I mean. C2, draw a card, Penny Shaver. It's like so good. All according to the planogram. Has there been no sprint played since the APOC? I don't think so. They also didn't res the Maryland. Okay, so now we're going to go HQ. But we also want to I've had worse here. We need to draw stuff. Because the APOC is like the best threat we have. No APOC, that's okay. Shit, I don't know if we moshing the Botulus. Boy, he about a deck? Yeah, but it's really easy for him. They can actually biotic out if Yusengren has biotic in the list. It's always planogram. It's always planogram. Okay, do we moshing? I think we moshing double hippo. Dirty. Oh, where's our APOC? Where is our APOC? The food speed is so good right now. I've crawled back from the position as a corp since runner has to score 4 agendas, corp 23. That's the point. That's why it's very, very good. We still need 2 more agendas. Do we run archives? No. We'll draw. Turtle's interesting. According to Ichigo Accuracy is 8 fully operationals and 4 planograms. Okay, there's the 4th one. 3 planograms. Oh man. We're struggling and we just don't have multi-axes. Like, that's the thing with this list that I don't love. All the multi-axes is a single Stargate. And I think the APOC was definitely correct. Oh, this sets up fully op, but also it sets up what's it called? Lakshmi. Okay. So 4, 8, 12 is exactly what they need if they want to score an off-world office even from hand if they don't have the last Vitruvius, but we're pretty sure they had the last Vitruvius. Planogram is a replacement for VLC, probably. I think so, yeah. Time to make him spend dollars. Yep. Lakshmi resed. So it looks like we are going to lose the game here. Oh no, they just want to get free counters. So now we have to trash Lakshmi 100%. And they're on 3 cards left. But again, biotic. Now they can't biotic out. Oh, they will with the Maryland. Never mind. We still get a credit here because while the Spin Doctor disappeared, it's still a successful run because the server still exists. So we'll dirty laundry this. We probably should have dirty laundry this, actually. I regret not dirty laundering that. So fully op, gatekeeper. Interesting. I wonder if actually we should also take down the Jeeves. Can you kill Jeeves? Yeah, I'm thinking about it, right? Because it stops them from bioticing out of food. Oh yeah, it also stops them from bioticing out anything but the Vitruvius, but I'm pretty sure they have the Vitruvius. They just showed us they have the Vitruvius as well. Yoy. I don't know if they have biotic. I really don't. But we'll take this down. If they have the biotic, we lose. We just have to hope it's on the bottom of the deck. Trash that for free. Ish. Yeah. Ah, GG. They had it. Shit. We need to go HQ pressure that turn. So they have biotic labor. Gives them an extra click. Double install. Wait, I thought it can't be an agenda. Oh, additional non-agenda. Ah, they had it. That wasn't there forever. Ah, Summon Clot. That was an HQ for such a long time and we kept missing it. I think we got 4 or 5 X's on HQ. $14,000 though is long ASA game? Yeah, but the ASA game should be slowing down, right? I thought you did food and oh, I didn't pay attention to that. I didn't pay attention to sprints. You're right. They can shuffle back with sprint. Because they gatekeepered back food and an off-world. Yeah, we have to pay more attention to sprint because sprint lets them control their agendas. Yeah, we definitely shouldn't have. We probably should have just like smashed R&D. And we, for what it's worth, like leaving the Lakshmi up is a problem because the turn before they can biotic, then they're totally safe as long as they can get 2 counters. So then you can't run HQ unless you have a way to trash things. Beans. And our opening 2 is also like not often what you see in this matchup. In this matchup, often you see like run server 1 first, right? To force the Rashida out, stuff like that. But this list, I don't think they fired a single Rashida. We got all 2 Rashidas out. So it's interesting. It's neat. I wish it had more multi-access. There at the end. Yeah. It's only a single Stargate, so I don't know. I don't know if you can find slots for Jailbreak, but I'd love it. One thing I don't like a lot is that there aren't almost any fake points for the runner anymore. Yeah, that was a big change when they rotated away all the fake point stuff. But the fake point stuff is like maybe more reasonable now. The fake points made 5-3s way harder to play. And for what it's worth, the Jaina devs, or sorry, the Nisei devs don't seem to like 5-3s a lot. So stuff like that might come back. Only Liberate Chell and Cassie String. And Liberate Chell is so bad right now because there's no more fan site. The winning line was just run HQ and RD at the end. Hard to know. Yeah, I think so. But with Lakshmi, you're safe. I have to get 2 off R&D. I should have dealt with Lakshmi earlier. Yeah, we could have put focus centrals because I don't think they would score out behind a single piece of ice where we ended up botchlisting. I think we got botchless central and just go. And then it makes them spend money, but they did have a lot of extra money. How's the Netrunner going? Yo, Dequar, it's going good. We're playing the deck list of the week. We played like 4 or 5 games with it because I'm a real big fan of it. And this one, Sengren put us to the paces. I probably should have rezzed it a bit early so I can handle the massive flood I have right now. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I think we could have definitely played it a bit better, but the opening Stargate, like we had the perfect opening for Stargate, like gamble into Career Fair Earthrise, because that's the problem with Stargate. You put that early, it's all your money, and then you're clicking for credits and clicking for card draw. GG. Okay, it's like 10-10. Let's still build a deck. How's everyone doing, by the way? If you're new to this channel, I know there's a lot of people. Actually, we're going to do some news. We'll do some news real quick. Hold on. Bottom right. Someone put a botulism on my face, Tithonium. It felt so good. Oh, right, because it blanks it. Yo, good game, you Sangren. So I'm going to do some new stuff real quick. First, I want to start with this, which is a YouTube channel called The Metropolitan Grid. We put out the Jinteki video just on Monday, and the response has been really, really, really nice. It's been really good. I very embarrassingly at the beginning of this video asked y'all to like and to subscribe to the channel, which I admittedly have to do a bit more of. There's like a lot of this like YouTube stuff that is kind of awkward to me, like putting my face in thumbnails. That's kind of good practice, as maybe as embarrassing as that is. And asking to do like and subscribe, stuff like that is actually like really, really helpful for the channel. It just helps the channel grow so more people see on our recommendations and more people can see what's hopefully good content. I think last week, a week ago, we just hit 4,000 subscribers and we got 100 subscribers in a week, which is buck wild. And thank you so much for that. Like I joked, it'll be a year before we maybe get 5,000 subscribers, but like that is absolutely immense. So thanks so much for that. I need to be shouting that out a bit more, but it's like so appreciated just because it really does help the channel grow. It might not be obvious, but the more like engagement, the more likes and stuff like that, it's a big deal. I'm gonna be going through and answering comments after the stream. Like it's just really, really nice feedback. I just watched a video earlier this week about the algorithm and how it screws with content creators' mental health. I don't think I'm that into that. Like I imagine it does have a huge impact on mental health, like because it's hard to do things and then see the impact, and a lot of times it doesn't line up, and YouTube changes. All subs fire. YouTube changes the algorithm, but because I'm not depending on this channel at all for any like my income, it doesn't really have an effect, I don't think, on my mental health at all, because I'm not dependent on it. I don't monetize this in any ways. Like the YouTube stream, I've got to do that. Yeah, that helps too. Thank you, Macintosh. I've heard putting giant arrows and you won't believe text and thumbnails help. Yo, my next video is like top 10 Netrunner cards that you won't believe doctors hate. I'm waiting for the Wayland video. Yeah, that'll be in like 4 videos. It's going to be a while. What does Tithonium actually blank installed cards when it flips over? I thought it'd be a case of the effect only protects it from being installed or onto it while flipped. As soon as a card is rezzed, all the text on it is active. So as soon as it's rezzed, it's blanked. It doesn't blank it, but immediately trashes what's hosted on it because it says it can't host it. Yeah, so it should trash it. Yeah. It doesn't blank it like magnet. It destroys it. Anyways, thank you for that. That's awesome. And I hear that you like this sort of content. Obviously, there's more of it coming. Thank you. Really, thank you. That's awesome. Nisei has some cool stuff in terms of some news. Let's start quickly with a new ban list. This is the first, I think this is the fastest we've seen new most wanted lists after most wanted list. Like it's 1 month apart. I think we got 2 most wanted lists in a row, and they each had a single change on it, right? Like what did we lose in what did we lose in 2104? Oh, Titan. Yeah, right. Whatever. So we lost Titan and now we lose Violet level clearance, which is like not obviously how strong this card is, maybe because the terminal seems really bad. We're also in a world outside of Cybernetics Court, which is what this card used to be paired with for a long time, because then the hand size issue wasn't an issue. But this thing has just been such a menace in ASA decks and precision design decks. It is just an absurd amount of stuff for 1 click. And 5 means you can play a turn 1, which on its own, if you even cost 6, like that's such a big difference because then your turn 1 isn't as explosive. So this is now banned. It's worth noting this card at some point was restricted. At some point also it was banned. So it's kind of gone full circle. And right now it looks like Corps have better win rates than runners. This is a website called rnd-interface.com, and it scrapes data from JNet, if I'm not mistaken. And if you look at right now the stats, and I'm not saying that this is like definitive of anything because there's a lot of stats it takes in, but Corp win rates are higher than win rates. I've heard it quoted as something like 60%, 65%. And so Nisei wants to not only slow the game down a bit because it is going a bit fast, but also curb the power level a bit. So this like really targeted ban I think is cool. And the fact that like Nisei is explaining what they're doing and why they're doing it, and also reacting pretty quickly, especially right now where there's a lot of people getting into the game, and maybe if things are going too fast and they're not newer players and not playing the competitive standard stuff, they don't want to get left in the dust. So I do like this. I love Nisei's write-ups on why they ban things. I think it's awesome. You don't see this that clearly or that often from any game design space explaining why they made changes. I really like how they communicate about this sort of stuff. VLC ban makes me understand how something like labor rights gets banned too. It makes you understand. This confused me when I started playing. What do you mean fully? I think it's getting more data from tournament games, but it could be wrong. Oh, is this actually really just from like Always Be Running? I need to look into this. Games. Alright, it was made by Aaron Mage and made possibly from, oh yeah, it's from Always Be Running. Okay, so it's only from tournament games. Okay, that actually is very interesting as well. I agree that VLC deserves a ban, but I don't agree with the speed. Yeah, that's fair. That is fair. But like, I think one of the issues that has to be rectified here is that like, there's a huge difference. The game is really fast right now. And Ysengrin has a YouTube channel. You should check it out. Ysengrin SC. And specifically this week, they put up more videos. He put up more videos about like good play against competitive ASA. And the thing with competitive ASA games, or I think, sorry, the thing right now with Runner is Runner feels so much more skill intensive than Corp, just because Runner, every single click matters way more. And if you goof up 1 click, if you make 1 bad access, if you do like 1 inefficient thing, in a lot of the highest tier competitive fast games, you're out of the game, or you're just so far behind that it's like you're on such a big back foot. And that's a big deal. That's a really, really big deal. So yeah, yeah, I think that's not the best thing for newer players where the competitive pool is so, but maybe that's good because it lets the best rise to the top, and then competitive play is more, you know, you see the levels of quality of play, but like it's very hard to get into. Look at that site. I didn't realize NBN was so underrepresented. Oh, really? On here? I believe NBN to be incredibly underrepresented right now. Yeah, I'm not surprised. NBN has like what? 1-2 competitive IDs or fun IDs? I don't know. Other meta might have made more data. Oh, I don't know about that. I have to look into that. There was a new stats dump from JNet, but I don't think that's the data. Warwick, where's the stats dump go? Like, it doesn't seem in and of itself like a dominant card, but it's a keystone part of some other decks that are wrecking metas. Yeah, Foley, the thing specifically about why, and you brought up Labor Rights as a problem, is that Labor Rights was a card that was played when you get to the end of your deck and then allows for infinite recursion because you can just play the same best stuff over and over again. And that was classically problematic. I think Nisei does have write-ups why they banned Labor Rights, and they'll probably have it more well written at that time than right now because I don't fully remember. Dave, how's it going? Is banning VLC just as good as just banning Seamless? I think that Nisei might be a bit apprehensive of banning a new card, especially a new card that everyone just recently got. And I think the meta needs some time to adjust to it. For what it's worth, Violet level clearance is just seeing play in most things, and we know it's already a really powerful card, and we know classically HB Asa decks have been worlds winning for like 2 years in a row, so I think they're more likely to ban that and just slow the game down. I think they'd rather target the speed than the power of Seamless. I think Seamless is a fine card. Yeah, I think Seamless is a very, very, very strong card. And I think if there's anything that they have a problem with right now is maybe all the 4-2 tempo positive agendas and all the neutral agendas getting more play than in-faction agendas. But that might just be a problem with the power level of in-faction agendas. Banning Seamless wouldn't have slowed down Asa at all. Dave, assuming their stream bot works the other way. Yeah, Sengrin does. Dave will see that. Yeah. Yeah, it's true. Like, banning Seamless is not the biggest deal. Like, they'll just pre-advance a bit, and then I guess you know a bit more about your run. But like the fact that they can set up with very meaningful early game face check ice and jam their agendas out that are on tempo, Seamless was not necessary for that. And you saw Asa like doing well for a long time before Seamless. NBN is pretty underrepresented. Oh, Warwick is looking, thank you. But it's not like NBN is weak. Corps in general just look nuts. I think also for what it's worth, like some of this data might be impacted by the stuff that came out in Gateway. And I think the stuff that NBN got in Gateway is not great. Same with Jinteki. Well, no, Jinteki has some power cards, but I don't think there's any really, really strong power cards NBN got in Gateway. So I think people are less likely to play that on a competitive scene. So you have to keep that in mind too. There's like some, ooh, raw data is here. Ooh, I'll be sad if Seamless goes. It opens up so much core play space. It's really cool. It is a really, really flexible and cool card. I think Gateway is going to be the last set of cards to get banned as well. Yeah, 100%. If you haven't looked at knowyourmeta.com, you definitely should. It's a great stats page. I didn't know that, Deadstock. I thought Know the Meta was just like a write-up that somebody's wrote. Okay, hold on. I want to go through all of this. It would not be surprised to see Rashida eventually get banned. She's simply amazing tempo and no cost. Chinchling, the thing is though about Rashida specifically, like, yeah, she's neutral. She'll go everywhere. But what I like about Rashida is that she allows you to play better Netrunner. She's obviously very powerful and very swingy. Like if a Rashida goes off turn 1, it's a wildly different game for the corp or for the runner, right? But like that card lets you play the game and it has a risk associated and you have to put it on the table. And I think those are all very fundamentally good Netrunner things as opposed to like VLC from hand. I think Rashida's really good. I'm still kind of surprised Gold Farmer's banned. Nobody wants to play against GameNet, huh? I hope Labor Rights goes out of Standard 2. Got obliterated by Amazon, run amok, tread lightly recursion. Yeah, Decor, stuff like that will happen. That's like by no means common. And that's something that you kind of have to learn more to play around than the fact that that is really busted. Because that's not a combo that shows up on competitive tables. Not saying that it's not good probably, or like annoying. VLC exposed how noob I was. I was like, the draw 4 cards at the end of my turn, that's ridiculous. Who would want to do that? No, but Chris, that was like the main idea is that people said, who would want to do this? And then people realized with Spin Doctor, with the 6 hand size of Precision Design, or by just going fast enough that it wasn't a problem. But classically, that card was terrifying. It was only played in niche decks, things like Cerebral Imaging that had huge hand size, or with Cybernetics Court. But if you just go fast, you can win, and Spin Dock is such a big deal. I guess the thing that stands out is all Corps or R&D are practically identical except NBN. Shows a bit of an issue. On R&D. Oh, you mean in terms of like agendas? And like assets and trashables? Warwick, how do I look at this? A CSV file. Registration games? 3 months ago, 13 days ago. Game logs. How unreadable is this going to be? Unreadable. Whoa. Whoa. Wait, is this average game length in turns? Completely unreadable. Okay, this is average game length in turns? What is the window of data on this? Wow, that is a very clean curve. Whoa. Tolasa made something much better? Can't find it? Okay, let me know if you can. I'd love to see it. Spin is a neutral corp card with +1 universal influence. That's how you yell. Yep. Time. So the average game is about 25 minutes. It's kind of what you want. 20 minutes. That's not bad. Game time in minutes. Whoa, this is cool data. In 64, hell yeah. No, I don't know what this means though. String concede. Huh? Huh? What is this now? No concedes. I don't know what this is. Andre running against JNet getting the sick agendas. We got all their data. Turn conceded? On average, people concede turn 1 a lot. That's a fun graph. Turn 1 concession when somebody plays IG or CTM or something you don't like, and then it peaks here, where the game is over anyways. Where's the turn 2 win? I don't know. I don't know how to read this data, but apparently there's a much more readable version. I want to download and play with this data. You can do it fully. It's up here on Warwick's Netrunner stats. Okay, I'm not going to go deeper into this. Ross CSV is there. Go to town. Yeah, I need to look at this a bit more to understand it, but that's really cool. There's like some really, really cool stuff you can do with the data of Netrunner. One thing that I really want to do is if you look at like some of the meta decks, and this is like super naive, but you could look at the ice and then kind of extrapolate how much of that ice is res, and then mathematically sort of deduce what the best breaker suite is. Like looking at the meta, everything having the representation it has, figure out what is the most efficient breaker suite, right? Like this is possible technically, right? To be like at the meta, you're looking at 40% of this, 20% of this, 30% of this in terms of code gates. And the thing that on average in Anarch deals with the best is NFR for code gates. I want to kind of see what that is. Is this a silly Jupyter note? I don't know what that means. Oh, okay. It's a thing here. It has to do with things I don't understand. That's cool. That's really cool. Anyways, I'm excited about this. If you don't know about that, vital level clearance is going to be banned effective like 2 days from now. And that's fine. That'll slow the game down a bit. That's cool. This is lovely. Thanks for uploading all this on GitHub. Yo, people are excited about stats. That's awesome. That is really cool. Another 2 things really quickly. Firstly, Nisei has made available some of their visual assets. I think it's mostly like the credits and the symbols. So like the credits, the clicks, the interrupt, stuff like that. They have what's it called? A file. Where is it? This page, right? So it's these sort of images. So if you want to use them for websites, for apps or whatever, you can do it. Just follow their guidelines, of course. They have some pretty strict guidelines, but it's all there. So if you want to do Netrunner stuff, you can help them there. And the last thing, and I didn't realize this until today, because this was just posted today, but Manver Updee wrote a community roundup, which is really good. And obviously, well, not obviously, but like I'm saying like, I didn't want to bring this up because we're here. I don't think we're obviously should be here, but it highlights some people from the community that are making content, and there's so many more people than this. And I'm glad that Nisei is committing to like expose consistently other people that they're here. So like we're here, but there's some other cool stuff. Team Squared, I'm not familiar with, which I'm really thankful for this article. It looks like a nice group of people that are learning Netrunner. So they have a YouTube channel of people learning together and talking about it, which is great. They have some JNet games with all 4 windows in it. What WTF is that? Shipment from Chilo is, I think this has been going on for a while, and this is a podcast, season 2, episode 1. Not too familiar with myself, but go check that out. And then you have the Slums Cast, which I guess I've heard of them. They're a podcast. This is what Neuropants and Orbital. They've been doing this for a while now. And then the Sengrin's channel, which we've been talking with, part of the Itinerant Protesters. There's a YouTube channel here, and this stuff has been really, really good if you want to learn how to play some of the good stuff. Also get involved in the Itinerant Protesters Discord. And it looks like they're going to be shouting out people on the regular, which is awesome because again, there's a lot of people doing this. There's a lot of people getting into this right now, and definitely a lot of people need exposure, and that's lovely. I think that's all the news I wanted to say. Let's build a Jinteki deck. Okay. We need to close all that stuff, right? It's 10:30. Okay, we're going to build this fast and loose. Okay, so basically, we talked about Jinteki cards in the review as of a couple of days ago, so I wanted to see what Cambridge Jinteki looks like. And if you're not familiar with it, it's a really fun deck to play, specifically in person, because it involves not icing a lot of remotes and just putting cards on the table and advancing them and saying, Are you going to run them? Or are you not going to run them? And a lot of them are traps. Some of them are agendas. And if you don't run the right things, or if you run the wrong things, you have a chance of dying out of nowhere. So we're going to build a deck. Now, one of the big issues I have with this deck right now, firstly, Mushin no Shin isn't in the format. So it's a lot harder to get lethal sometimes. But the advances are not as good. And Kakarembo is a lot more expensive. On top of that, I don't know what to play for econ. I just straight up don't know what to play for economy to make personal evolution have the economy to be able to like quadruple advance things. Why is it called Cambridge? If I'm not mistaken, Chris, because one of the first players that played this sort of archetype competitively played from Cambridge, Massachusetts. Don't know if this has been recognized. I love Thala's YouTube channel. Oh, yo, yeah, Thala's been doing this for a long time. So Thala is a YouTube channel that does Netrunner stuff. Is this the right one? Yeah, and some of the content is in French, some of the content is in English, which is really charming. I get to practice my French. But Thala's been doing this for a really long time as well. Thala needs to get a shout out for sure. I know a lot of people from Montreal watch this stuff because the French stuff is really accessible. But you can see what's in English, you can see what's in French. So do check it out. They do a very similar setup like Facecam stream. Beekeeper? Oh no, we can't do Beekeeper. No, we want to keep advancements on things. And they just trash the Beekeeper. Like that's one of the biggest problems with these sort of decks. If we're not icing things and then we res an asset, we're not really pressuring their economy. So it's very easy for them to trash things. So if the API S Isobel is on a remote server, they're just going to trash it. Pronounced Taylor, I think. Is it actually Taylor? I would say Taylor. Celebrity gift, show all the snares in your hand. Oh man, I really don't like celebrity gift. Prana, oh no, forget it. Okay, let's try. So we need an agenda suite, and I think we're going to play Obokata because we are going to play Neurospike, and that also lowers our agenda density because we're going to be running a lot of 1-point agendas, so we want to make sure we don't have like 20 agendas points. Never play Celeb Gift in Shell games. You used to have to do it because you played against Count Siphon. But yeah, you don't have to as much. We're going to go to Collection Standard. That's going to help. Prana. We're going to play 3 Sting because it's good. Project Kusanagi is honestly interesting. It's kind of interesting. Gotta run Sting. Yeah, Sting is really, really good. From here, excuse me, 3 House of Knives for sure. We're at 15 agenda points, so we need about 3 condenser squad. Oh no. I honestly think you could consider playing Longevity Serum, but I'm not too excited about it. I'm really not. I feel like we might be better off just playing in neutral, playing what's it called? False Lead's honestly not the worst. I wish there was an economy 3-1, but playing Show of Force isn't the worst. Sting and no Beekeeper, it doesn't work together. Why would you want Sting and Beekeeper? Are you a viral weaponization fan? Honestly, sort of. But the viral weaponization will never set up a lethal, right? Like we're not trying to grind them down, we're trying to burst kill them. So I kind of like Show of Force a lot. Superconducting Hub. Superconducting Hub is honestly interesting. Just hold all the snares, but it's so expensive. It really is really expensive. Is this an Overrider deck or 1,000 Cuts? It's an Overrider deck. We want to kill. We want to do Overrider, Neurospike, even Clearinghouse. Oh, it's too many. Okay. Is there really no economy 3-1? Shell Games, I think it's valid to have a deck out secondary goal. It's valid. It definitely is valid. I just don't think we want to do it. Superconducting Hukti draws you into more assets. Yeah, we're not gonna have a lot of assets though. But you're right, Superconducting Hub isn't the worst. We can try 1. Not great. Oba GFI Punitive. I want to go more agendas though. I think you're right though. If you do Obo, well, I wouldn't do Obo GFI. Actually, Obo GFI isn't the worst because the thing with Global Food Initiative and Obokata is they steal 1 Obokata or 2 Obokatas, which they won't. The GFIs are not a problem, but I think we want to kill people. Yeah, it's not Cambridge. Okay, so let's put some assets in it. So what assets do we want to put into it? We want to install Double Advance a lot. So we're going to play Kakarembo. We're going to play Spin Doctor because we want the recursion, and it's just card draw, which is good, so we have more things. We're going to run out of economy really quickly. We'll start with Hedge Fund as a good start. And here we want to put things that are advanceable, that are traps. So firstly, we have, I think we want to play some, what are they called? Kopriva, what's it called? Urtica? Play 2 or 3. Punitive, it depends how bad our money is. It's probably pretty bad. NGO, I don't love. I honestly don't love NGO. Because if they run it, nothing bad happens. Nothing really bad happens if they run NGO. It just wastes a click. but it's an econ card. The problem is like it's really bad in R&D. You might want the unique 3-2. It shuffles in cards. I'd argue that the unique 3-2 is worse than every other agenda in this list right now. Is Shock still in? No Shock, no Breach Dome. There's no Archives Traps. No, what's it called? Either Shiku, nothing. Rashida, yeah, Rashida's really good. There's no Psychic Field as well, which is a bummer. So like the worst thing they could run on a remote that's not advanced is an Urtica or Snare. Let's try some weird things. Let's try 2 Clearinghouse. We gotta do some brain damage. I always forget the name of the brain damage card. What is it? Ronin? Yeah, Ronin's neat. We'll do Ronin. What's the brain damage card called? You know what I mean? New Steam doesn't really help anymore. Overrider, yeah, thank you. I always forget the name of this one. Beans. Our influence is a bit tight here. Because I was considering running 3, so we want some ice. Engram Flesh is really good. I was considering also running for Econ and Ice that we could run 3 copies of, what's it called? Slot Machine? It gives us some info on their hand. It's good. And then if we run 3 of these, 3 in a Spin Doctor, we also could consider running things like, just to deal with I've had worse, if we're killing people with Neurospike, we could consider running, what's it called? Salam's Hospitality. Hansei review is interesting. It's like, it might be hard because we're going to be holding cards. Like we want to get Neurospike in here for sure. We also could consider playing Mwanza. The problem is like we have real 2-point agendas in here, but Mwanza seems really, really strong. It's like a strong economy card. Where can I send my PE list? Demiurge, you can throw it in here. I like Mind Game a lot. Mind Game is not particularly good because we don't have ice to throw him in and we can't afford to pay for this. Slot Machine is just very good. News Team is value, but I don't think you have the influence. Yeah, News Team's okay, but we don't have the influence. Hansei plus Preemptive seems decent. I would play Spin Doctor over Preemptive every day of the week. And like now you're playing 3 cards for 6 credits. I think Preemptive is dead. I think you just play Spin Doctor. I don't think you ever play Preemptive. So we're at 47 cards. What ice is good? What's good ice? Amor. We want a barrier. Is there a cheap barrier? Preemptive is actually just fine on top of Spin Doctor. It's more recursion, you're right. But I think if we do that, we'd probably play genotyping first. Right? Like I think genotyping is kind of nice. 4 cards is good. What's good? Tithe is not bad. I think we could play like 1 or 2 Sai Santan, put those on centrals. Envelope, Ice Wall. Ice Wall's terrible. If like, firstly, I think Ice Wall's a really bad card. Advancing isn't particularly good. We have no reason to advance it. We could put Trick and Light in the deck, but at that point we'll just advance an Urtica Cypher or anything else. But if I was playing Ice Wall, I'd just play Vanilla and save influence. No Chitana? No Chitana. I've never played Chitana. Each player gains 2. You and the runner secretly spend 0, 1, 2, 3. So they just break this for 1 credit with Black Orchestra. It's awful. Tithonium's nice. Tithonium is actually pretty interesting. And Bioethics is kind of interesting. It's not the worst. Diogene, what's up? Lacosta, we're not building a remote server. So the idea with this is just we advance cards and remote, go. So we're not going to get like a Lacosta or anything. Chiashi, don't be a coward. No. Okay, so how bad is this right now? Like the problem right now is like we just lose the Stargate. But this is what we want to do, right? Like we do install. That's what we do, right? So if they res a Sting, fine. If they res a Urtica Cypher, fine. Rashida, we're in a good spot. I think we actually do want to play Trick of Light though. It opens up a bunch of plays. And barriers are crutches? No, we don't need them. Like we're not trying to build a remote server. We're just trying to install our things naked. If not IP block, then Envelope or Palisade. I don't know if we need it. Data Loop, we can't afford it, let alone we're not on Punitive. I don't know. Kakugo is banned. So this hand, obviously we have to cut some cards and influence. Punitive is still legal. It is. It definitely is. We just don't have the economy. Hokusai Grid is possible. Prisec is also possible. But I think it's not that necessary. Play slots with IP block and Ike. We are not currently playing Salams, which I think is like a thing you would consider playing, and that's why we want 6 NBN cards. But I don't want an end the run. I don't need an end the run. I just want something on centrals that's taxing. It doesn't need to end the run. Wands and Punitive, yeah, Wands and Punitive is like a real thing, but it's influence. And I want to just try advancing things and see how good advancing things is. Odoroshi is terrible. Actually, maybe it's not the worst. We want to advance things. If you place up to 3 advances on the card install server, the runner access it. God, actually, Odoroshi's perfect. I hate this card. It's so annoying. No announcing, no, we can't afford it. So like, this is a really big thing. We're not trying to tax up the runner. We're not trying to force them out breakers. All we want to do is protect essentials so they're annoying enough, and then install advanced events every turn, something. And if they call it wrong, it can be a really bad spot, right? We install advanced in Urtikov, they take 4 damage. Okay. If we install advanced events clearinghouse, they don't run it. Okay, it's fine for us. We keep advancing it. Same with Cerebral Overrider. Like the point is not to stop them from accessing our cards, but make accessing cards a problem. Meme bridge. Okay, hold on. I'm just gonna open this. What's the trap that trashes install cards? It is like Hangeki or something, and it just shuffles them back into the deck. Marilyn, Rashida, Ronan, Snare, Spin Doctor. Not enough advanceables. Trickle Light, Punitive, Hanse, Tithe, Thimble Rig, Envelope. Thimble Rig is nice. I don't like these. I don't think these are gonna kill enough, and you're gonna lose on centrals. I think if you're doing Punitive, maybe you play less agendas. I don't know. Yeah, I think this is one way to go, but Tithe is honestly kind of interesting. It's just like just annoying enough, and it gives us a credit. Is this our deck? Yeah, this is our deck. Oh, is it Neurostasis? Oh, Hangeki's the -1.1, right? Yeah, it's Neurostasis. They both have like humans on them. Yeah, it's not great. Sounds like you're building a Saraswati deck. I am not, because I never do. I think you play 22 1-pointers and wanted them to the ground. 22 1-pointers, honestly, is like kind of interesting, but they're just so bad, and then you'll never score out. They don't have to do anything. Like this opening hand, this is what we do. We'd keep it. We do. No, we'd mulligan this. Here we'd probably just ice up centrals. I think economy is going to be a problem. So Swati's hilarious. This Swati is goofy. It just the lethality of P is way better, especially with Wanza. So we need to cut stuff for sure. Tau installs Conduit and just wins. It's hard to Conduit against this deck, right? Because you hit Snare and stuff. Like it's hard with Snare and like Sting. Like you can die if you just Conduit. I'm way more worried of Stargate. I'm much more worried about Stargate. Okay, we have to cut a card for influence, that's for sure. I'll cut a slot machine. We have to cut another card. Mass counts for Galaxy Brain Play. My idea is just to make anything that was advanceable just horrible to check. Yeah, that's what we're trying to do too. But I don't know how good it's going to be, but we just want to install double events everything. Like you shuffle back in breakers and then you need to draw for them again. Wait, what? Sorry. Can Neurostasis be very good at setting the runner back? Yeah, but they don't need breakers. Like we're not forcing them to have breakers. Stargate's a pain. Yeah, Stargate's going to be a problem. And that's why like you would consider things like Hokusai or anything on centrals that makes it a bit harder to do it. But yeah, Stargate is, we're going to lose to Stargate for sure. That's why we have 3 Spin Doctors. Runners die multi-axing against P all the time. Do not become another statistic. Okay, so we got to cut something here. Man, Trickle Light Clearinghouse doesn't make sense. But I want to 4 advance to Clearinghouse. They run Central, hit a Snare. Like, oh man, it seems good. But the money is definitely the problem here. We're going to be clicking for a lot of credits. Said that back channels rotating. Yeah, back channels rotating is actually a really big deal because a lot of people won't trash Urtica Cypher. And it's not a bad card. Like I never liked back channels, but the fact that people don't trash Urtica Cypher for 2 when it's advanced makes back channels like way more interesting. Okay, we gotta trash cut one card. We could cut these and run a 3-pointer, but that's kind of bad. I wonder if just one archer is good. I always put Lacosta in a Junebug and let it grow till it should cash in for a dick amount of credits. Yeah, you can do it. You can also just trash the, you can trash the Lacosta. You don't need it. You don't need it, I think. You can advance itself. Okay, we got to cut one card. One card. What's the Jinteki Ice that makes you run another server? A mind game. Nano etching might be something to consider. The problem with all these cards is like, we can't protect them. As soon as we res them, they trash it. I'd much rather have Operation Economy. GFI, yeah, GFI is a possibility. It's only 2 points. Like, but it's influence as well, which is a problem. Okay, I'm just gonna see what a Cambridge list looks like to see if there's any fundamentals we're missing. I think they did run Celebrity Gift. Decklist name, Cambridge. All right, 2014, let's go. What about that money event, which gives money for agendas in runner's area? Maybe for Clearinghouse? Mr. Krabs, how's it going? That is a Wayland card. It costs 2 though, a stock buyback. It costs a fair bit. Yeah, Mushin's such a big deal, right? Like it's more advancements and costs no money. It's like so much better. Ooh, that rotated though. Zaibatsu, man, that's great. Yeah, this is the basic idea, right? We're not far off of this. Fetal was really good. Gila is exactly what we want. A 3-1 that gives us economy. That's 100% what we want. Hawk, Philotic. Philotic is also a really big deal. And they don't run a lot of dice, right? Just something enough to be on the centrals to be annoying enough. 3, 6, 7, 8. We're not far off of that. 5, 6, 7. Okay. So we're going to cut, I think 1 to cut. Don't tell anyone. Oh, we need more agendas. Oh shit, I've been playing 40s. I forgot that we need. Second's pretty econ light. Yeah, I know. I need an agenda that gives us money, but like I don't think we're gonna score an off-world office anytime soon. Econ lights, it's like totally the problem here. Oh man, we need more agendas here. Kakaremba's just restore without the res. It's a whole turn though. Restores 1 click. What do we do? That doesn't do it. Swap it for a 3-pointer. Yeah, 3-pointers is really scary with Wanza though. Like really, really, really scary. And then we'd have to do food. There's no other 3-pointer that's legit. Drop hub. I think drop hub is fine, but we're still short a card. Like I think now we add hub back. What am I saying is it doesn't do anything, but I recur without an extra click. It's an IAA that doesn't do anything at all. Yeah, no, it just plays an IAA. That's and for what you think it's going to do, right? Like you normally pay 2 credits in your whole turn for that. So it's like not worse than it's all advancing. Fetal rotated JT. It left because it was in system core or whatever they called it. Where's SSL when you need it? Oh, D&D. I love SSL in this. Actually, I don't even know if I would. I'd play Punitive if we were on SSL. I just want to cut 1 card. We need to play this. 1043. Improved protein? Yikes. That doesn't give us money. It gives them money. We don't want that. No. I cut the Kakarembo. The Kakarembo's like, you're right, actually. Cutting the Kakarembo's not bad because it doesn't do anything. We just install advanced events from hand. Yeah, you cut a Kakarembo 100%. Wait, this card's not good. Mind games from archives. No, they just run archives. The Kakarembo's really bad. Well, that helped. That helped a bit. Yeah, Kakaremba entirely. No, I think you're right. I thought that it doesn't do anything better than what we can do anyways. Play a Jeeves to FA32s. But the problem is as soon as we revs the Jeeves, they trash it because we're not taxing the credits. Like you can't, in these decks, you can't have remotes with trash costs because they trash them. Room for Odoroshi. Oh my God, yes. Yes. Let's go. Yes. Print screen in case we lose it. Kakarembo is barely playable in the remote Wayland ID. I think Kakarembo is playable if you play Vault, BioVault, if anything. Okay, so we're basically going to install events, everything, and then lose to a stream snipe. Easy. Odoroshi. Jinteki, Personal Evolution, the new art. Let's go. I had fun with Kakarembo BioVault. Yeah, Kakarembo BioVault seems good. It's pretty bad. It's not the worst. It's just as good as putting a BioVault in. The problem is like people don't advance BioVaults. People do BioVaults by getting them up with Lacosta. The dream, my man. Yeah, no. Odoroshi is fun. This is exactly what we want to do. It does work like IAAing ambiguously a card from HQ or archives. If you always trash a card from HQ first, then can't run archives, but that's a big if. Yeah, but can't running okay, firstly, I want to say, straight up, Kakarembo is one of my least favorite designs in the whole game. Okay, this was a thing in Netrunner. In Netrunner, the closest card I could think about of Kakarembo was back in the day, Levy AR live access. And a lot of times you would see this in like Max decks and Kate decks back in the day. And the thing with this card, shuffle your grip and heap into stack, draw 5 cards. So a lot of times what I would do is if somebody does this, if somebody levies, is I would say, hey, before you levy, can I look at your heap? Which in theory they can say no to. In theory they could say no to, but people are pretty chill. So you can look at their whole heap and be like, okay, I understand your deck. You have 2 forks, 1 DLR, whatever. And you know about the deck. And that's a really big deal. Now, Kakarembo works in the exact same way, is that they flip their whole archives and they can add cards to it. So in theory, every time you play Kakarembo, and this is very hard to do on JNet, I've never had anybody offer to do this to me, is that you should ask, hey, before you Kakarembo, can I look at your entire archives? But if archives is 10 cards, like Good luck remembering everything. And admittedly, you don't have to remember everything because they can't Kakurenbo like ice or operations. You have to just look at assets or whatever. But like it's one card that so heavily encourages you to note take every single card that's discarded, which is a huge bummer. Because at turn in play, if you ask, hey, can I look at your archives before you Kakurenbo? They could say no. I don't know if that's ever going to happen. I just don't like any card that says remember all of archives. Just screenshot. Yeah, no, you can just screenshot. You have to screenshot so many times. And then it's really bad. And you're allowed to do note taking online. Okay, max. 100 cards max. Okay. All right. Hey. So we're not going to grind her out, but we're going to be looking to kill. And the good thing about this max is they're very unlikely to have I've had worse in their hand. Can they say no? Yeah, they can say no. They can say no. And the thing is, like, the Netrunner community is so nice, I'd be surprised if anyone says no, but they can say no. I thought face-up archives were free info. It is Potato Fangs, but Kakurenbo flips archives. Just a bit. I think I missed that. Why can they say no in this situation? Because they don't have to. The card just says flip all cards and archives face down. And like, there's no paid ability window to ask things in the middle of things. I don't think they have to let you do that. There's no timing structure in Netrunner about looking at cards. It's not a paid ability. Asking to see an archives is not a paid ability. So in theory, you could ask them. And I think in theory, they can say no. I'm not a judge. Maybe they could say no. I'm assuming most people won't. This hand is like good enough. Nah, we want to advance on the table. There you go. Players asking things is an interrupt? Exactly. Like asking something from a player is technically not an interrupt, which is really funny. All right. Best of luck. Have fun. You mean technically after they play? Yeah, as soon as they say like click one Kakurenbo, like you're too late in theory. If I ever come up, I'd say clot rules. Yeah, but that's a problem. Wait 5 seconds. They have to wait 5 seconds every time you Kakurenbo, and then every time they're like waiting to be like, can I see archives? And it just slows the game down. This is not by any means a real issue. It's just really annoying that I just hope everybody can agree that if they Kakurenbo, you can ask, can I see your archives? And they'll say yes. Checking game shade shouldn't take a player window. No, but does it? Because if it doesn't, then they can Kakurenbo. Okay, so we can install double advance after. So I'm gonna go just ice up R&D. I'm worried about Wanton. Wanton's actually kind of like a problem against Max. I don't know how to play this. Maybe we should have just jammed. Keep? Nah. Odoroshi maybe. Oh, they lost an I've had worse. We're winning. There has to be a rule about this, right? It seems like there would be. I don't think there is. Just pretend public game state is a constant effect. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing, is we have to pretend these things. Oh, D99. Shit. This is a problem because they can just bring back I've had worse as their hand and we'll never lose. They hit a Mwanza. They can't trash that. I'm still personally not a fan of Neurospecs in the deck list. I run a lot of 1-3s, but I still want to see how it plays out. Neurospecs with 1-3s aren't the worst because we want to like triple and quad advance things. And the fact that they know that we have them changes how they play. Right? Like in theory, we could get a lethal with Show of Force double advance. So I'm going to go. The thing is, like, they're going to run everything because they don't care about hand size, right? Like they don't care about decking out. And one of the problems about like running a Urtica Cypher is decking out. No offense, Andre, but I'm kind of rooting for Max. I think that's a rule. No, it's fine. I get it. Neurostrike gets strong with Sting. Yeah, it's strong with a lot of stuff. And it's fine with Sting. It really is fine with Sting. It's bad with House of Knives, but every other agenda in the deck, it works really well. P versus Max 99. Yeah, it's like not a problem because we're not going to try and mill them out, even though it could happen if we play really dirtily, like really slow. Oh, they DC'd beans. But the bigger thing is like a lot of times at a deck of only 40 cards, you'd be like, oh, if I run that's an Urtica, I lose 1/10 of my deck. And here they could be like, oh, I don't care. My hand is random. Need to find an overrider quickly? Yeah, like we need to land brain damage. But this is the thing, like next turn if they don't run it, we double advance this. Hey, loud and clear. So they lost an overclock and a Keiko. This Max 99 deck is actually one of the big winners of having multiple consoles. Beans. Dirty laundry, going HQ. They hit a spin doctor, can't trash it. They have the credits though. They can go back. And like, this is also the thing, like if they install advanced events this and leave this, and next turn we install advanced events this, we score this, it does 3 damage. We score this, it does 2 damage. We have a single neurospike. Oh man, they're calling us. It's a clearinghouse. But like, that's the thing, is like you can set up multi-card combos so easy with neurospike. Because you install advanced events this, if they run it. Is Max 99 good or just a meme? It's not competitive because it's not consistent, but I think it's quite good. You just play all the good stuff, get free card draw. And the idea is that there's enough things that are flexible. You don't find yourself in a lot of situations where it's like, oh, I really need this card, because you have so many ways to deal with the same thing. It's like surprisingly good. It's also really fun. And it like, while there's still a lot of like interesting play where you have to play around having your heap as like a second hand. Oh shit. You see, they're just gonna run everything. I honestly think it's like one of the most fun decks in the format. Okay, they're gonna bring down a Spin Doctor here. Yeah, not a good start. I think it's not a favorable matchup. It's a funny comment about how good orange cards in general. Yeah, it really is. It's more fun than it is good, but it's also really fun. I don't think it's terrible. Like, I really don't think it's that bad of a thing. It can be. Best to play Max 99 and J-Nut though. Live, it's cumbersome. The problem is like live, it really incentivizes you not to play some of the cards you should be playing, like Gachapon or like DJ Fenrising out Cabanessa Wu, because those cards require you to shuffle pretty consistently and you don't want to do that. Okay. I'm going to draw here and ice up HQ. Did this person know we were running a PE matchup? I don't know. I'm not sure. And now they can D99 back in any damage we take, but most importantly, they just pull an I've had worse in their hand. We can't neurospike them. It's going to be very, very hard. We really need to land brain damage for this to be a winnable matchup. Might be sacrilege, but maybe try building remote. Yeah, we will. We will with Odoroshi. We definitely will. Reminds me of building a brain damage HB deck and running into ++ hand size decks randomly in my first test game on JNet, and then you retire it, right? Yeah, you see, this is exactly the play that we lose to 100% of the time. D99 lets them recur a card, because if they trash a hardware program first time a turn, they get a counter, and then they just bring an I've had worse. So we know there's always an I've had worse in hand. Botchless and Slot Machine actually works out pretty well. Ooh. Let's see what happens here. Program event, so they can break one of the subroutines, either gain 3 or lose 3. Let's see what they care more about. And we'll res some Wanzas, so we're going to get a lot of money. Oh, they chose lose 3, which is wild because they're pretty sure this is Wanzas. So here they're going to access a lot of agendas. They actually could win here. But now they're going to be accessing 4 cards, and we're going to gain 10 credits. Oh, we didn't update, shit. Hold on, let me update, so you can see the deck list. Let me update Keyhole if you're watching on Twitch. Sorry, I know these nothing, but they trashed the Cerebral Overrider. Whoa, we're 12 credits. Sorry, hold on. We'll update this. Give me 1 second. Sorry, I should have done this. I haven't been doing this in a while. Okay, so if you wait a second, don't refresh your browser. If you're on Twitch, let me know if you close like Keyhole, you shut it, and if you reopen it, whether you see the new deck list. And if you don't, you might have to refresh your browser, which is a bummer. Okay, so we got a lot of money from that. They have 4 credits. Nothing much else to show. Can't snare though. Yeah, you're right. That was a good time to run because they can't snare. That's why they didn't want to go to the 3 credits. And I think that makes sense. But they didn't hit a snare because they would have trashed it. We also could have considered shuffling immediately with Spin Doctor so we draw unknown cards. And that was probably right. I just wasn't considering it. Draw. Yeah, we probably want to do that because we can't draw into advanceable traps here. They would have trashed all of them on site. Oh, Saxonton is good though. Let's see how bad this can be. No update on Keyhole. Yeah, you might have to refresh then. It's not working 100%. They have an Amakua and an MK Ultra. So if with MK Ultra, this is like 9 credits. What's Keyhole? It's a Twitch app or a Twitch extension. You'll see if you're watching not on the labor rights. If you're watching on desktop, and it'll show you the deck list I'm playing. If you open it, it'll be like right here. It'll show you all the cards. You can hover over them to see the full card art. You can even click on the deck list to see the full deck list. It's pretty great. Shout out to Wasa from my meta who put it together. Is that District 99? Why does that get more play? Because it's too slow and not particularly good. But in Max, it's really good. It's like just way too slow. They shuffled back in Simon-Chip Hippo and Imp. Oh my god. I don't have to refresh my browser, but it did take a long time for Keyhole. Okay, that's awesome. Okay, so maybe the solution is just waiting. So I'll bring back in the dock and the overwriter. And now the top of R&D is different as well. We always want to make sure we have enough 12 credits. Another fermenter. Okay. So I'm just going to go score the sting out. It'll do 2 damage and maybe hit the I've had worse. The problem about doing the damage here is it's also bad because it gives them D99 counters. We hit Turning Wheel. That's good. And Hippo. That's also really good because they would have waited to Botchless Hippo this. Yeah, Jinteki, it's kind of hard, right? Like it's pretty expensive and then it takes a couple turns for it to be good. And then the card you recurring, like what exactly is it? It has to be in faction. So it can't be any of the busted neutral stuff. Well, not the good neutral stuff. So you can't recur Hippo. You got this. Just need to do 6 more times. Yeah, we'll get there. It's just harder for them to steal stings now, which is good. From where can I print Netrunner cards? Just interested. Biscotta, how's it going? If you want to print things yourself, print and play versions of all the Nisei stuff is available on nisei.net. They have it all there. Pay what you want, and they'll have like PDFs or whatever for print and play. On top of that, you can, if you want, have the cards printed professionally. Oh, lose to Stargate. You can find that stuff on nisei.net. And Proxy Nexus is another website that you can get stuff printed yourself. Lol, Jank, Jason, which one of us? All right, so they break 1. They're going to be trashing Hippo and Wildcat and drawing a Botulus. Yaheem, Superconducting Hub, and Sting. And we don't have a way in hand to return that from archives. Yeah, we're going to lose this as Saisantan, so we have to put like an Odoroshi on R&D, which is, you know, straight up terrible. Does Max 99 play Rebirth? Yeah, sometimes it does. It really does, but it depends how much card draw they have. Like, it's not something that's like very easily playable. When I got my first core set, I proxied cards by drawing them on snips of paper. Yeah, it's also worth noting, Biscotta, if you want to ever show up to like organized play, Nisei has fully allowed proxies. So anything that you print or even like draw by hand, that's reasonable. It works totally well. I was laughing at Janktivist, but also all the game in Jank too. Oh, lol, Jank, I get it. The trash Rashida. Okay, cool. So we're going to be drawing into a superconducting hub. Sick. So this is where you get an amazing play where you Odoroshi to a 3-1. It's not very good. So we're going to top deck into a Sting. What can we advance? Like, we just want an advanceable thing. Oh, man. Do we not have enough advanceable stuff for this? Yikers. We know they're going to be drawing a Botulus. I think we just put this on R&D. You draw once, which means they'll see new cards here. Put this on R&D, and then we'll put the hub in server 4, because I've never scored one of these. I don't know what it feels like. This is one weird shell game. Yeah, it's not working. We are not installed double advancing enough. The dream was flawed. Yeah, I know. This is like not good unless you have the traps in hand. And maybe we just need like planograms and more card draw. Planogram would actually be kind of nice because it's a mixture of card draw or economy, and they're both very good. Specifically also because it's a card that we can play on low credits, which is really important to make sure you can get back up to snare. No, our hub. So what are we going to say? We know that they have a Botulus in hand, so we're going to name program. This is 6 for them to break if they want to break all of it. Did I just belch into the microphone? I'm so sorry. Break all of it. Pay 6. Superconducting. No. And they know that we still have the Sting in hand. So we hit the Botulus anyways to net damage. It doesn't trigger off Saisantan because Saisantan only does the damage off of itself. But we're down to 3 credits. Now we don't know anything about their hand. I didn't pay enough attention on the first slot machine. We don't have snares now too, so they could consider just running R&D because Odoroshi doesn't do anything. It does let us advance cards that can't be advanced, like it doesn't care, which is cute. Oh wow, we have a snare. Okay. Like maybe the best thing we can do is install advance. Yeah, no, we keep on jamming for sure. They don't have a lot of money here. They lost an Adore and a second turning wheel. Odoroshi into snare. Oh yeah, that's kind of neat. But it's a 6 credit play. We can't afford it. I'd rather keep the snare in hand because they know that we have a House of Knives in hand or Sting in hand. Actually, it might be better to score. Maybe not. This is the one that they know we have in hand, so we want to score it. If only we had more money. Yeah, we just need a bit more. The Econ's going to be really rough. And I don't know whether this is a deck we can play Subliminal because I still feel like runners just can run all the time, especially this runner who doesn't care about taking damage. Like, this is almost 2 I've Had Worses back. We know they still have an I've Had Worse in hand. That's what we call with the Engram Flush. We call I've Had Worse. Keiko is good. Okay, Simul Chip's down. So the chance of this hitting I've Had Worse is something. We'll do the PE first, I think. We hit the I've Had Worse, and then we did 2 more. So we hit Career Fair, I've Had Worse. Wait. Oh, it's the other copy. Oh, no. Okay, what are we throwing out here? We don't have snare money. That's a bummer. I think we throw this out. Yeah, not having the snare money is a huge liability when they can run the Mwanza. I think Planogram is quite weak in shell game personally. I don't think so. NGO's not bad. NGO's not bad if we're raking them through something like this. It's not the worst. But the problem right now is we just lose the Stargate. They should Stargate every turn. We have 2 credits. They just trash a snare, run back. Oh, they can't run back because it wants it. They lost a lib into mining. Oh, Puemo's coming down. Urtica. Okay, so we need money. The problem right now is we need money. Or do we? We are poor. Yeah, we are. And that's why I would really love something like maybe even just like a sandbox so we can purge every turn. Hindsight's shrinking hand to make snare hits more likely isn't bad. Yeah, but the thing is, like, we carry a lot of combo cards. Like, we carry snares in hand, we carry neurospikes in hand. I don't love it. But your 5 is a lot of money. You're totally right. It just would be so much better if we had archives traps, and we don't. Jailbreak. Sick. I'm gonna res an Engram. What are we calling here? No, we're not gonna res Engram because we want to hit snare. Let's trick it look like a dead cards. No, because we're gonna solid advance against the Urtica. If they run it, they're not gonna trash it. Yeah. So we hit Keiko, Mystic, Miami. No, sorry, we hit Chisel, Cleaver, and Casts. And they also now hit a snare spike. We're on 0 credits, and they have a tag, and the tag matters because of D99. Save the cash for snare. Yeah, no, I think that's right. I feel like Neurospike is a pipe dream in this poor bird deck. I don't think so, Phil. Like, there was a turn on like turn 2 or turn 3. We actually had a Neurospike lethal set up. We just were a bit short on credits, right? Like, if they didn't run those things, and a lot of people don't, I think this deck will run more often. Like, show a force, score, Neurospike, and start a turn. We hit them with the clearinghouse. Like, that was lethal. I don't think it's that bad. And again, this is why I like Planogram, the fact that we can play this right now. But like back in the day, PE decks did click for credits. Like, this is not unusual. Okay, that's good. Yeah, this is not totally unusual how the game used to play, but they had Gia hands. So, oh, Devil Charm. Okay, I guess. Odoroshi. Do we res the Odoroshi? The runner access the card unless he or she pays 3? Oh, that's terrible for us because then they access it. Imagine! Oh my god, if we had the Urtica Cypher on the table, they would have taken 5 damage because they can't break this. Holy shit. We need to prioritize getting something like this on the table. We need lateral growth. It's too influence. It's way too much for how much that card does or doesn't do. Event. Not that they're not breaking it for free. We have a winner. Oh man, if we had Odoroshi, it would have been so good. They'd have to, well, not jack out. Okay, please don't punish us. Engram, Spin Doctor, House of Knives. They actually might go for the Spin Doc. They did the House of Knives, okay. So if they don't run it this turn, like, we can rescue with Spin Doc if we really want to. We have Trickle Lights in hand, so pushing the Urtica was definitely an option. Yeah, I think so. The problem is like credits. We have nothing really to Trickle Light out that easily. The idea is to like Trickle Light out I don't even know. I don't know how good the Trickle Light is. Okay, they're going for it. This will put them on game point, which is a problem because we have a Mwanza open and Obakatas. Oh, they hit I've had worse. Yeah, I don't think we're going to win this. It's worth noting that we've gone through a lot of damage so far. We have House of Knives, yeah, but we can advance House of Knives. We don't need to do anything crazy. Like, I think we're just going to install this credit. Do you install the Doctor and the Ertica? I think we just install the Ertica and click for credits. Because we need a res ice if they have turning wheel. Yeah, now they win with 5 damage to steal. Or actually, they only have to take 4 damage to steal the last Obakata. Because they win before PE fires. So it's uphill. But again, I don't think this is a good matchup. And we still had like a lot of interesting outs. But I don't think we played this perfectly yet. We need more econ? Yeah, I just don't know what to do about it. Like maybe we play Hanseis instead of Trickle Light. Maybe that's true. They added Hippo? Neat. Not that that's really pressuring much. Are they hippoing server 4? Wow. Wait, they're short of credit. They're short of credit. Stuybuck back looking pretty good? Yeah, it's not bad. It's just influence, right? And like it stops us from doing our other win con. Really cool deck. Yeah, thanks. Glad you like it, Bane. Not at all. So now they're stealing House of Knives. Trickle Light 1x probably good. Yeah, 1 is probably good enough. So now they're going to use all their money with Overclock to hippo the Senton, which deals with the remote really well. It doesn't matter what we call. I'm just going to call event. They're going to break it anyways. Yeah, maybe we can try a Hansei here. So this does 5 damage. Put Space Camp in the deck. It just doesn't do enough. Personally, I don't like Trickle Light at all in shell games. Yeah, no, me neither. I classically didn't. I just kind of was interesting because Ertica Cypher people don't trash it. House of Knives is some damage. Hit labor rights. I can't believe they're playing labor rights in this deck. It feels like really far from necessary. All right, that's our play. Maybe we pad Astro. Not my fab, but it's DripEcon. What do you mean pad / Astro? The problem is like, okay, why? This is like 100% the problem with this sort of thing, right? We can't protect our remote servers. We're not economically pressuring them. So if we res a pad campaign, and this deck's economy has been pretty bad, they just trash it. Like any deck with economy just trashes it, right? Like there's... The thing was like with pad in things like Near Earth Hub or CTM is that it protects itself because we have a more direct win condition. That if they deal with the pad, they're further behind from the win condition. Oh, it looked like they're taking 5 damage. There's 2/2/4 neutral agendas that give credits. Yeah, the problem is like 2/4 agendas are kind of difficult because then they win really quickly. We also have a spin dock here, which is amazing. So this is going to fire. Oh, no. What? Oh, piss. They could have just botulus this. There's no time it's going to be lethal. Oh, that's... I see why they've done that. Okay. No cool plays then. Regolith could take you a bunch of credits. A Regolith will give us 4 credits for a whole turn, and then they'll trash it. Yeah, I forgot they could do that. All right, they break it. This guy knew what you're playing? Well, I don't know if they knew what they're playing. Regolith gives you 7 credits if you install it and they don't run it? Sure. Obakata. Okay, they're going to go for the Obakata here. Luckily, we have a spin doctor. All right. So we want them to hit the spin. So we'll bring back the oboe for sure. What else are we going to bring back? I think it's a snare. But snare is really bad when they have... what's it called? Regolith and Melange if you leave it out in res. Yeah, yeah, but then it pays out better than Melange. It's flexible too. You don't have to spend your whole turn on it. But econ is definitely a problem because we want to install advance every turn and we just can't afford it. Okay. Man, botulus is just such an issue. None of our ice matters. None of our ice matters. 2, 3, 4, 5. If they steal this, they take 4 damage. And if we score it, we want them to steal this, honestly. We definitely need them to steal this. If we fast advance this, equal to the number of copies in the other player's score area. So if they had 2 of these, well, they would win the game. But if they had 2 of these, and we're just going to lose here. Ah, man. Yeah, and Engram Flush doesn't do anything on R&D. Maybe we just need Eli. Let's put Eli back in these lists. Yeah, I don't like these, though. That's for sure. The Trickle Lights aren't doing anything. Scoring a double neural is 4 damage. Yeah. But that's 3, 6, 9 credits. And they might have an afterwards already. Just realized I can tune into the stream while I'm at work. Hell yeah, Ian, welcome. Sting Shell Games, yeah, it is. It's just our economy's not good doing enough. We're not jamming aggressively enough. This we also might want just 3 Cerebral Overrider because it's such a big deal. But they've been running everything. I think we're gonna just draw. All right. Honestly, PE Shell Game are pretty scuffed and standard. I think they're pretty bad. I think you're right. I think without the economic and pressure of Mushin, they're probably really bad. I just want to try it. Yeah, we lose to this. They have 3 Obacadas and 3 Obacadas. Event, hardware. Modulus is so silly. Maybe an IA deck wants to play only 3 points in Gene Splicer. Oh, Gene Splicer is interesting. Good game. But we don't often score out, so we don't want Gene Splicer. Like the points on Gene Splicer don't matter that much. But look, they're gonna run everything that we install advance, and we should have used that to our advantage. Good game. That's a rough matchup. Thanks for the game. All right, we'll do another one for sure. What's in the remotes? Oh, I'm not telling. You kidding me? You're never gonna know. I haven't really played Standard since Startup came out because I can feel too new for the whole card pool. Yo, Ian, don't feel bad about that. Startup is a sick format, honestly. It's a really, really good format. That's how you give years. Hey, cheers, you too. That matchup takes away the mind games. Yeah, and if we had more things to jam, we might get away with it. Okay, we're going to change this a wee bit. So let's see what we want to do. So if we edit this. So, okay, we agree that Trickle Lights don't seem great, and we need more money. So for money, what are we doing? Are we just trying 2 Hanseis? Doesn't feel amazing. That game we actually could have Celebrity Gift the whole time. We'll try Seb. Let's try Celebrity, because that game we could have Celebrity Gift at any point. That's because we just jam whatever we have. Well, no, there was some points we couldn't Celebrity Gift when we held 3 1-pointers, but otherwise, that should go far enough. Let's get another one in. Oh man, Odoroshi looks so good until it like gets botulist or dies instantly. Yeah, the thing is, like, classically, if they want to boomerang the remote, that's a card out of hand, so that kind of helps you. And there's also a matchup where they get free card draw once a turn. Like, that's immense for no clicks. So this is not gonna be good. I don't feel like it's a good judge of that. The deck did show though it didn't have enough econ. It's going on competitive. Ooh, cool. Yo, one thing on JNet. Andre plays Celebrity Gift, what a time to be alive. One thing on JNet that I don't know whether it was an accident or whether it was changed or not. But if you spectate someone's game, you could see the face down cards in archives, even if they couldn't see your hand. Oh, that's very kind. Is that a thing that was a mistake, or has that been fixed? Because if I walked into someone's games, I could tell if there's agendas in archives, and I don't think that's something that should exist without the consent. Oh, fuck. Oh, we're done. We're done. Oh, it was a bug. Okay. Audrey, do you have any immediate favorites of cards you're really loving from the new cards, like pet cards from Gateway? Tagi, if you want to ask me that after this game, we can look through the list, because for sure. Oh, this is really bad. We can't afford this. So I think we do hedge fund install. There's no more psychic field. You can put auto expose on 419. So it's really not a problem. And it's also, they're going to have 3 falsified and 3 diversion. Like, good luck us. This is the matchup we're having, specifically having the, what's it called, is really good. Trickle Light. It showed up the same patch they fixed that never showing face downs in archives and replays. Oh, okay, cool. So now diversified isn't the worst. Oh man, that's so cool with this pop-up now. Good luck, have fun, eh? No psychic field, no fear, right? Auto reveal. No more it's a trap either. I was way more scared of that. Yeah, all the exposed stuff. That altar has an HQ interface on it? Yeah, it does. 419 put it in. He's tech support. Elizabeth Mills too. I like the full art 419. It's great. I really like this one. I only started playing when 419 came out, so never got to experience that. Ooh. All right, so they might not have played against Cambridge PE if they only started playing during the Qatar cycle when 419 came out. So they might not know. This is like what was the weakness to this deck 100%, but we do have Rashid into score House of Knives, so it's not going to be the worst. They got Paperclip. We have no Fractors, so that's fine. And House of Knives is really a big deal because they don't have recursion usually in Criminals, so any damage that we do is going to stick. Now the problem here, well, you see what the problem is. We have too many cards. If we don't discore that, they generally don't run it. Okay, we can afford double snare. You're about to be arrested for indecent exposure? What? Huh? The Wayland Cup is also quite nice. Our Radiant's drawn up. Yeah, I guess we score this House of Knives no matter what. We're going to have to discard a card. And this is where we can do like install advance, Obokata, right? They have a nerve spike. Because then when we advance again, they can die. But as soon as we install double advance, like they're going to falsify it for sure. I says Neuropsych HQ immediately starts typing. Nothing to see here. I'd be surprised if they don't check server 1. Turn 1, a lot of times, if you do like Rashida and then don't score the other card out, sometimes it looks like an obvious snare. Okay, there you go. Never mind. They know it's a House of Knives, so they're going to take it. That's one falsified down. A lot of times they don't run that. And we hit a cast, so not a big deal. So this is a big problem. Like they might not have another falsified, but more importantly, oh, those menus are so good. Is that if they excuse me, if they run this, they're on game point, and then we're like, it's such a huge risk here. But the chance of them having a falsified in hand is kind of low at this point. They just played one. So it's our window. Neurospike, oh, nothing gained. We're also weak to embezzle, because they can embezzle op. Clearinghouse, ooh. So now they think this could be an agenda. And the problem with the Neurospike, it doesn't really do anything. Oh, snare. We can show our whole hand. We really can. I think we show our whole hand and then they force us into, like, this is the fork, right? Like now we advance this once. So it looks like a trap. It could be an Obokata. If it's an Obokata, we can do advance, score, Neurospike that does 4 damage. Just here in time. How's the Netrunner treating you today, Andre? It's been good, Corey. We've been playing the good Netrunner DB decklist of the week. Crits Val. It's a lot of fun. And now we're trying to PE people. They're going for it. They're calling it right. That was 3 brain damage. We'd win, but now we're going to lose. Oh, man. Yeah, now we're definitely going to lose. Because we can't res the Wanza. If we res the Wanza, we probably die. We have 1 snare in hand, which is good. Yeah, if we push the clearinghouse there, maybe. Because if they steal, okay, think about that. Maybe we're playing this wrong. We push the clearinghouse and then they run HQ and steal the Obokata. They take 5 damage if they want to steal it. And then we sometimes get a kill with the clearinghouse. Okay, so if we res the Mwanza City Grid, they're going to see a lot of cards. If they hit a snare, this does 2 damage. So they have to hit a snare and a 1-pointer. I'm going to res it. We can easily lose here, but also it gives us some chance to win. Res of course. I don't know if it's an of course. That's a big deal. They trash an overwriter and they trash that. How much damage can we do? Lethal? We're about to lose, so we have to go for, totally right. They drew a card instead of clicking for credit. Yeah, that makes sense. I don't think we have lethal though. So we're going to draw through the lock. I think we score this, though. Almost got him. 3 damage. All right, so we don't need the hedge fund. Spin Doctor's okay. I think the top of R&D is now unknown, which is a problem. We could have considered leaving that on the table. And Neurospike seems quite nice, honestly. I think we need to win with Neurospike. I'm going to throw out this because it doesn't matter. All right. We got close. We got close. We're getting there. We need good Odoroshi play. What did we hit? We haven't hit another falsified yet, have we? Ooh, Paragon art. I didn't know that was a thing. Amakua's? Hell yeah. Ugh. I think we push this, right? If they steal, they win. They're going to falsify it and run it. Like, falsified inside job, we lose. But I think we have to go for it. Do we advance it? No. I think we should. Bait with spin? Yeah, bait with spin wouldn't be the worst. Yeah, maybe bait with spin here is better. I think if we don't advance it, we're not going to get far away from scoring it. I think at this point we just like double, oh, credit? Yeah, maybe Spin Doctor is better than credit, but they're not really threatening out a Stargate here. We play spinning in case they falsified it? What does it change? Doesn't Archives and say Spin Doctor? No, I think we want to push it because we need to win off Neurospike. We need to win off of Neurospike. Oh, are they going to APOC us? That's fine, we have a Doctor. They could APOC us. Oh no, they don't have money, never mind. Advance it to get it 4 next turn for double spike. Yeah, I think that's why we should advance it to get it to 4. Yeah, advancing it once here would be a really, really big deal because then we have that play. Because we need to get to 4 to do advanced double. We'll just hope our centrals works. Okay, so that actually gets through the inside job, and if this fires, they really can't steal this. And again, we're okay if they APOC us, not that they can, they're on 1 credit, but we just have the R&D to hold out. Snare would be good here too, as it usually is. We have a snare on HQ too, so like even if we get this to 3 advances, if they hit snare, sometimes we just kill them. Sometimes we do just end them if they hit the snare, because then we can score this for 1 damage. Neuro. They have no board state. Still on 5 points though. Yucks. I was keen to run a PE deck. David, yo, what up? Next GNK next week. Keen to see your deck list. Oh man, it's a bit of a mess, but I'm glad you're excited. I'm not going to pay here. They know what it is. They go on APOC? Yeah, it's fine. We got Spin Doctor. We can call event on Engram. Like, they have to inside job this. And then they have a chance of hitting the snare in HQ as well. And then the APOC is likely over. So, if they don't deal with this, they die. If they don't deal with this, they die. Advanced score, 1 damage, Neurospike, Neurospike. Oh, can we do it? Boomerang, no! They got 1 run. They got 1 good run. They clicked for a credit. No! Okay. I guess you die. They had an inside job too. Good game. Oh, yeah, they're prepping. They're definitely prepping for APOC. Oh, but they don't have one. We saw their hand. They only gained 11 credits. Yeah, that one can be mean. Celebrity Gift would seem nice. Trickle Light wouldn't have mattered. But they did have an embezzle? No, they didn't have an embezzle, did they? No, they didn't. That's an inside job. Full art. Paragon. Hey, you too. Oh, they left. Beans. Guess you die. But that's the thing, is like you have to deal with the traps, right? And like if that was a clearinghouse, we had a lethal out. Oh man, it's cool. They embezzled with the fake APOC. I'm not sure I follow. What was on top of the deck? It was a Celebrity Gift. There's an Oba cut underneath it though. All right, let's go. We can do one more. They're generally not the longest games. Wow, we flew pretty close to the sun there. We did fly close to the sun. Man, I want to do like a combo lethal where it's like start a turn clearinghouse, score out, neural or neurospike's gonna be good. Now we're cooking, yeah. Oh, actually, what I need to do is I need to go here and I need to edit this. It's gonna log me out. Oh no, okay, because I need this doesn't update on keyhole unless I change it here too, which is a bit annoying. What's it called? Sleb. Okay. I wonder how fast keyhole updates. Matrang, what up? Thanks for the Jinteki review video from earlier this week. Very helpful. Yo, glad you liked it. The feedback has been really great, and I'm really glad people are appreciating it. A lot of work goes into that stuff, but let me tell you, it's really fun as well to put together. Just to be able to talk about Netrunner for a long time is like good fun. But thank you. I appreciate that comment. That's really cool. I just need the Oda to do literally anything or I shall feel foolish. Yeah, Wyatt. Not looking great so far, dude. Not looking amazing. It was unplayable at that point of the game, but I do believe in it. The problem is we just need something for centrals because we generally lose on centrals, and Odoroshi is only good on centrals. And the thing is, like with Odoroshi, we need to prioritize having a trap on the table, and it's just not been happening often enough. It's also worth noting that secretly the list only has two. It only has 2 Urtica ciphers, which is a problem with Odoroshi. I think we should make that 3 if we're on Odoroshi. We also haven't seen a Ronin once. Man, Wanza was good. Like obviously we didn't lose to it, but like that was all the econ we needed for the whole game. It's like a 15 credit swing if they trash it. It's buck wild. Not a card I like for what it's worth, and it loses to Stargate, so it's not even something you have to play around in a lot of decks. On HQ, it's interesting, right? Because you just hold 2 snares, and it's really hard for them to walk away from that without tags, let alone sometimes without dying. Funny enough, like this list would consider playing Violet level clearance. Cut Ronin, 3 Cypher, 3 Odo, cannot fail. I wouldn't go that far. I'd actually consider cutting a Ronin for an Odo, though. I think that's good. I think I like that better. I would cut a Ronin for an Odo. I'm going to do that, actually. For an Urda, not an Odo. Oh, this is actually something I missed in the review. Hey, check this out. So David Lay, again, we've talked about this before. ArtStation. I think it's David Lay, right? David Lay did a lot of the art in Gateway, and specifically how it works in Gateway is that Nisei basically, to save on money or whatever was affordable at the time, David Lay drew these huge arts and then they cut them out into separate cards. And one thing that I regret not pointing out is because we talked about like dangerous plants in Jinteki. Everything back here is dangerous plants, right? Like that is what is that? That's the isn't that really bad smelling poisonous plant, killing plant? But here you have pitcher plants and here you have Venus flytraps, just like the snare. And I think some of the stuff down here actually is Urtica, is a thistle. It's really cool. Art's really good. Some of the cards that are together aren't what you thought they would be together. I think this one's the most surprising, right? I also didn't realize in the art that they're smashing like drinks, which seems needless as compared to like electronics and computers. But I guess we're smashing the drinks. Someone's just chilling over here. Rafflesia, the stinking corpse lily. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, that totally sounds right. How's it going? Okay, so we're against Zaya. So Zaya's going to multi-access. Those are gorgeous. They're really quite nice. And I'm really excited to see what Nisei's going to do when it comes to like playmats, maybe deck boxes, maybe card sleeves. They're doing well, thanks. Yeah, I think it is a Rafflesia. I'm thinking Odo the Dream. Yeah, no, you're right, actually. I think we do Odo Urtica Hedge. We'll keep it. We're going to Ice HQ. So many criminals. Yeah, sure. Right now, I think 419 in terms of the stats is performing the best. And I think it's because it's the most similar deck to what was before. And I do think some of the deck lists, we've seen deck lists of the week, are actually incredibly difficult to pilot. It's funny, even if they know what this is and don't trash it, though, Odoroshi's interesting. But that being said, they just break it. Dirty Laundry right in here. Oh, wow. Okay, they can't trash anything. Snare could be a problem. Okay. 5 credits, Penny Shaver. Oh, another credit because of Zaya. Mind you, Zaya wants access, and we're not that upset about that. Running back to trash something. So it was Rashida, so they were just short 1 there. And an early Rizeki, okay. So I'm going to go R&D and advance. And they probably won't run until they have a killer, but Boomerang and other stuff like that's going to be a bigger issue. And then we install advance the Ronin. That's our next play. Oh, sec testing, that's okay. Money's not that big of a deal. We don't really care that much about this one. Daily cast, that's good. Once we get the Ronin down, we can start jamming agenda. Yeah, man, stock buyback actually would be reasonable in this deck, but it has rotated. Ah. Yeah, we are. That we are. Are there any other yokai eyes? Macaroni, what are yokai? Are those ghosts? I forget what yokai are. That's a yokai, right? Oh, they're going for the Urtica. We win. Oh, no. It's a security testing. I thought we just went on the spot. I thought they were going to run into this with 3 cards. No, but it's a security testing, which prevents the access. If they have money. So this is 3 net damage. So if we can get this advanced up. Oh, man. So we have to do advance, fire to do 3. Well, we don't mind if we lose this. They're more likely to run this. I do advance credit. The best of both worlds. There's the Kami Susano Miko. Oh, Ian says, I wonder what the single most painful memory in the Urtica cipher is. Oh, that's a lot of them. It's a lot of burns. If I'm not mistaken, there's a specific Urtica, like there's a specific barbed plant in Australia that the pain it causes is so bad. It's actually referred to as like a lot of people will end up taking their lives, if I'm not mistaken. Is that a real thing? I think I read that. Stock buyback for Flashpoint? It's not around. No, it did rotate. Oh, stock buyback is around. Excuse me, not the other one. Diffused. There's Kami. Yeah, Miko. How's the COVID situation? Jinteki asks. It sounds like it's been quieter. The numbers in Quebec are nowhere near as bad as in Ontario. Vaccines for like regular people are rolling out as soon as May. My partner actually just got her vaccine today. My sister gets it next week, so things are definitely rolling. Otoroshi is a yokai. Oh, cool. Komainu is also a yokai thing, and technically Pup was too, right? The lion dogs that guard Japanese shrines, but I think that comes from a yokai. Just Australia things. Well, I do live in Oz, and I've never heard of something like that, actually. I swear it's real. So we can score this to end play. Oh, we can actually do this, Neurospike into this, and do 3 damage. Not great. Might be Australian propaganda. Do P and Sting. Okay, I think we're just going to click for a credit here. Asteroid's a thing. Hold on. I'm going to look it up. Australian plant pain so bad. I'm just going to Google that. Yeah, okay, here we go. Maybe a trigger warning on this because we're going to be talking about people taking their own lives. But it also known as stinging brush, mulberry leaf stinger, gimpy stinger, the suicide plant. Its common original name by small bulbs found stinging hairs broken off and penetrating the skin to inject the toxin. It's the most toxic Australian species of stinging trees. The fruit is edible to humans. Stinging hairs are being removed. Apparently the pain is so bad. Oh, excuse me. No, it's a real thing. It's like a very, very, very deadly plant. I've heard of it. I'm confirming. Yeah, it's a real thing. Ooh, class act. They drew a lot. Let's show everything we got. Urtica family, it said, right? Not even shocked. Yeah, no, they're up to some they're up to some horrible shit here in Jinteki. Okay. So Zai hasn't built any accesses yet. We haven't seen any jailbreaks, any legworks, any Maker's Eyes. We're just going for big money. They have 19 credits. And again, that's one of the things about our deck. Like, the credits don't matter. They were going to wait for the Bagalter, and Bagalter breaks Odoroshi relatively well. It's probably cheaper just to pay 3 credits. But then once it has more advancements on it, I think we advance this. I think that's our next play. They also sometimes have this in hand, which you'll play last click to suddenly draw. Okay, Odoroshi, looks good, looks good. Break for 3 though. 3 advancements might be legit here, but they can't run it. So we don't have to advance this anymore. Oh, that's a bummer. Triple open seems a bit much. It 100% is. But now they don't have to play any of their other operations. And like, they're getting through their deck. Wait, they broke this for 5. They really don't want to give us advancements. House of Knives, damn, they got it. If they hit Snare here, they'll get trashed to Class Act. They lost to Unity? Ooh. Okay, so they know that we have Ronin and Obokata. If they steal the Obokata, they're like sort of on game point. I think we can draw once. We haven't got doofed yet. Their deck technically is a startup deck, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, seems like a startup deck. It might be the only decoder. Yeah, it might be, but they probably have Boomerang. We'll see. Guess you can't steal Jinteki Clone if it has toxic skin. Have they thought about that? Funny enough, though, I grew up in the US, and to be honest, I feel a lot safer out in the bush here. At least there aren't bears and mountain lions. I saw like one viral video a couple weeks ago of the man who pulls his like handgun out on his front lawn when a bobcat attacks his wife and their cat. It's so wild. I never know what you mean by doof. It's diversion of funds. Oh man, we don't have any snares in hand. It's what people call it because it's way too many syllables. Also, the Australian brown snake is way less aggro than the American brown snakes. All right, it hits sub gift. They draw card 2 and Neurospike. So they didn't hit any agendas. And the good thing about this is they draw before they access 2. Thank you. No, of course. If there's any questions, like just ask. Like if there's things that we're using. Doof sounds better than Doff. Yeah, Doff is not good. All right, they have another decoder. We're going to Rashida out of here. Not that HQ is safe, but this should give us snares. And snares it does. All right, well, can we end up taxing them out on the remote server? I guess we're throwing out the celebrity gift. I guess. Eastern brown snakes aren't that aggro. I don't know if there's any snakes around here that I have to be worried about. I'm thankful for that. Nice thing about Oz, death is everywhere, might as well get a tan. Yikes. I really want to go to Australia. It's really not that bad here. No, I totally know it. I reckon if you go out into like the proper outback, it can get a bit wilder. But yeah, that's why we keep snares in hand. Because if they hit Obokata into snare, it'd be bad. Snare on the table is like a lot worse. Except for the drop bears. Oh man. I know to be afraid of the drop bears. The good thing here is they can't steal double Obokata though. But they're on game point now, and the other Obokata's in hand. So if we hit Obokata into snare, we would have won there. Installing the snare was 100% wrong, because we know they're probably on 3 jailbreak. And the snare in the remote, there's no way for us to capitalize on. That's a huge misplay. We could have won on the spot right there. We have no barriers, and they know it. Okay. We're doing something here. And like, if this was an Obokata we bring from the game, we could have won. Like, we could have done advanced neuro, and we would have won. Like, that's why we need to be like very confident about putting cards on table and not doing anything with. It's going okay so far. Like, that could be lethal, and I don't know if they're respecting it because they might have considered running it, but like that is it's a real issue. Kansas is nice, 2F and hot. It's living north, but moved to Canberra from New York. It's pretty gorgeous here, man. Australia seems really nice. Same with New Zealand. I think that's kind of like the jealousy spot that everyone wants to move to. Take that, Europe. Not that Canada's bad though. Montreal's really great. But yeah, that could have been lethal. We just need to put oboe on the table and just stew. Just stew. Res Engram flush, no. How much does it make him spend? Actually, it's 6. Yeah, fine. Not that they don't have money. So we want to hit snare. We know where one oboe is, so it's unlikely for them to win on this. And if they lose, if they take damage here, if they hit a single snare, they probably die to Ronin. So this also could be a thing. Spin Doctor, that's a bummer. We wanted that to fix our hand. Snare. GG. Unless they run this, we win. And that's why Trickle Light abstractly is good. But the thing is, if this is an agenda, oh no, they would actually win if this is an agenda because you steal it before and win before PE's damage. There's only one play here that causes them not to lose. Well, there's 2. They could run HQ. Nice. Oh, good. That was great. There was a Ronin on server 7. 7. You had to run that one. But you'll never know. Respecting the Neurospike though. That's dope. Oh man, that's amazing. You just let it stew. And I'm telling you, like traps like that, and that's such a big deal. It's like traps like that in the early game that you install that people don't run, like they have to worry about it because it constantly was a Neurospike. That being said, they should have known that that wasn't the one to run because we could have Neurospiked them a turn earlier. But like that happens. Eventually you build a board state with enough advanceable stuff that they realize like, okay, if that's Ronin and that's an agenda to Neurospike, I die, and they have to run things. That's like 100% quintessential Cambridge. Oh, cheers. Hey, cheers. That's super kind. Thanks for the game, eh? Like that's 100% like the thing that Cambridge Jinteki used to do. Yeah, you too. They could have run HQ and sniped SOF. Yep, that was the 2 wins. The 2 plays that they have is run server 7, try to just trash the Ronin, or run specific HQ and hit the 1 and 5. If they hit the Obokata, they don't die because they don't steal it because they can't. It's not a on-axis trap. It's a cost to steal. So they had to hit this. But yeah, that's a real thing. You get advanceable cards on the table, and then people at some point, even if you don't, it doesn't matter at the beginning. Yeah, CBR is nicer than its reputation, though. Gorgeous bicycle paths and nature reserves. Okay, re-asking, do you have any pet cards? Yeah, okay, let's talk about the cards that I think are the most fun from Gateway. And we haven't reviewed all of them yet, so maybe a bit of a spoiler. So we're going to go set. Yo, one thing, I don't know if Netrunner BD devs are around, but one thing I would love to do, and I don't know if there's a way to do it, and I'm just, oh, Bane, that was you! Yo! Wait, unless you're saying just thanks for the games for the stream. Happy Friday to you as well. Cheers. But one thing I wish you could do, I don't know if I'm just missing a way to do that. Is there any way to, when you're searching cards, search by format? I wish I could search like Wayland cards or NBN cards by standard. Okay, it wasn't you, but good games anyways. Oh, cheers. Would you have to go to this? That's how you do it? 4th rotation? Yeah, I think I just answered my question there. Okay, that's how you do it. But then why is it showing banned cards? I guess it doesn't care about banned. Okay, no, that's exactly it. Zed current? Is that the same thing? That's a horrible search clause. Let's just see what this does. Yeah, 4th rotation should do it. Okay, I looked at it for like a minute and I figured it out, so not that big of an issue. Well done, NRNDB. Okay, that's good. Thank you, appreciate it. Okay, so we're talking about System Gateway. Is there a way to search for startup only stuff? I'd love to hear it. I think so. If you go into deck lists and you go to search and then you go to rotation. Oh no, there's not. You can set the ban list too. Wait, that's actually a better problem. Ian, that's a better question. Can you search by startup? Because it's not a rotation. You can set the ban list too. Oh, oh, I see what you mean. But you can't search by startup. Because that would be really sweet if you search by startup. Because you can't search by decklist for startup, and you can't search here on startup either. Allowed packs? Oh, you'd have to do it by that? Where? Oh, like in your profile? Wait, selected pack? Just select startup legal. Giles, wait, what am I missing? There has to be a way to do this. It's really important to know that there's a way to do this. Wolves behind me, one more game. It's 11:46. Maybe. I can't promise it. Maybe we can. I was running into problems searching startup. Yeah, Jeremy, I agree. I don't think it's as easy as it should be unless we're missing something obvious. And then we're both missing it, so we don't feel bad, right? As long as it's more than one of us. Oh, for deck lists, you could go search by pack, but then you have to like highlight all the startup packs. Yeah, you'd have to go to select allowed packs and you have to manually. Oh no, you do it by startup. Oh no. Okay, you can do it. Okay, so go to select allowed packs at the top and then just hit startup. Okay, so that's not bad. And so that would be search, we'll just see the startup ones. But yeah, you can't do it for cards, unfortunately. Doesn't look like, at least. Unless you can do, because what you can do, and this sucks, I'm aware, is that you could do, if you do cards, you would have to like manually type in the giant concatenated like pack UC bar, TF bar, and then name all the packs, which would suck. But you could do it. And there be like, you could go into here and you could do, this is awful, don't do it. But maybe someone could copy paste you a string. Because if you search by set, say I go by like Uprising, it's actually not that bad for startup, honestly. You could do EUR bar DF or downfall bar. What's the system gateway one? I don't know, SG, and then SU21 or something. There, boom. Actually, that's not that bad. This is technically startup. Sort by whatever. So that's the closest. I don't think I'm missing anything there. Yeah, okay, that's not the worst. It's not the worst, but obviously a drop-down menu would be nice. Anyways, let's talk about system gateway pet cards. Full cards. Okay, so cards that like I'm really excited to deck build around that we haven't got to yet. I want to play more Lou because he's fun. Pet cards. I want to play more aggressive like Yogg-esque runner, but it doesn't seem great. But Buzzsaw's fun. Cookbook. None of the criminal cards are like that pet cardy because they're like pretty standard. And this is something that I've heard people bring up against Nisei specifically, is like that they're printing a lot of like really good stuff, but they're not printing too much like what classically when people talk about card games, it was the old Magic thing, like Timmy/Tammy cards that are not like that are not amazing but are clear build arounds. And that being said, I think there's a couple of them like Neurospike. But there's not too many, right? Because this is like good stuff, standard stuff, but that makes a lot of sense because it is system gateway. It has to be like pretty reasonable and good stuff, standard stuff. So I don't think this should be judged against that. I need to play more Tau. So far, I don't have a good pet card here to show you. You can't really say Conduit's your pet card, right? I think Jailbreak is a pet card of mine. I think I would play it more than other people do. I think I like this card more than other people do. We've seen so many like situations in which like games where if we had Jailbreak, we'd be so much better. Like almost all the Val decks, if we had a Jailbreak where we got 2 axes in a card draw, we'd be way happy, right? Like way happy. But you know, slots, all that sort of stuff. I really don't think either of those cards are playable. Onsell is seeing play, so you can't really see it's a pet card. Tau seems super interesting. Tau is really cool. Neurospike would probably be it. Like I'm really excited to play Neurospike decks. As you see tonight, like we do get Neurospike lethals. I think Ping is really cool. I think Ping would actually be a pet card of mine. Like I really want to play this in Argus decks and like tag based decks because I think it's really interesting and a lot of people can run into situations where this is really bad for them. I think that's fascinating. I think Amaze Amusements also is something that I really want to play, but I think it's better maybe in Wayland, right? It's supposed to be like Magic Core set, right? A bunch of boring staples so you can print the wild stuff. Exactly. Yeah, Corey, exactly. This is meant to be the basics. And then on top of it, you print the wild stuff. So I don't mind. Ping into FTP is really nasty. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Clearinghouse, I think, like I'm not one of those like clearinghouse dedication ceremony gamers, but I love it. It's an advanceable trap that does damage. And that's largely it. But again, it's not thing too shiny here. Like it's not any like wild stuff where if you look at any sort of cycle before, you'd be like, whoa, what is that? Ooh, is that what's the one that makes you trash cards to access more cards? Ping divert power. Yeah, unfortunately though with Ping that only works during a run on that server. So you can't like you can unres it to get a tag, but it's not like you can't combo with the tag out of nowhere. What is that one like? Cyber whatever. That's not gonna work. You know what I mean? It's like discard 2 cards for every card you access. Like cards like that, those are pet cards. Like Bug Out Bag. Like these are not fundamentals. Ping into Keegan Lane is nasty. Yeah, no, that one's is quite mean. Severnia Stim, thank you. Yeah, but things like this, like Bug Out Bag, Severnia Stim implants, like these wild ones that really encourage you to deck builds specifically around them. There's not that many like weird wacky build arounds. Like I think one of the best examples of this sort of thing, like a Timmy Tammy card, is Theophilus Bagbiter. This did just rotate, but like this card on its own, it's hilarious, and you can build really strong things with this. It needs card support, you need to build around it. It's goofy as heck, and you can build some really powerful things that only Theophilus Bagbiter can do. And there's not that many cards like that in Gateway, but it shouldn't be a surprise. Theophilus is really, really cool. It's 11:51. Yeah, okay, we'll do one more. Let's go. $20 games? It's more than 18. It's only getting more busy. Let's go. Yeah, these games don't take that long. We can do one more. What's everyone's, like, looking at Gateway, what is everyone's favorite faction, and what's everyone's favorite thing so far? Because like that was one of the questions I put out in the Jinteki review, and nobody got back to exactly this. But like I think the fact that like snare is missing is kind of a really big deal, because the difference of learning, like I've talked to so many people who've learned Netrunner through the core set, and then they say like, oh my god, I played Jinteki, snare is the coolest thing ever, right? But like that I don't think exists in the Jinteki core set. Ooh, who is this? Ooh, Adam. That actually can be an issue if they have big hand size, but before that it can be an issue for them. Best of hey. So I'm interested to know if anybody who's learned the game from Jinteki. Oh, dope. Heck yeah. Any thoughts on how the color buy can be reestablished? I don't know if the color pie needs to really be reestablished. It looks like Nisei is switching things and like repositioning it a bit. In terms of like wild reestablishments, I don't know if that's a big thing, but like they're slightly sliding things. Like now a criminal has a bit of HQ pressure. That's neat. Oh, cheers. That's very kind. I say the same thing, but I really do mean it. I'm using Spin NGO's ping with the verb to pay for my Sansons. That's sick. Oh, I definitely will. Definitely will. No, I'm not gonna. Divert power plus spin doctor plus question mark equals profit. There's some cool things you can do. There really is. It's a bummer that Spark lost. Man, it's upgrade. Oh, Ortica. Oh, we're keeping that. We're keeping that for sure. HV has always been my favorite faction, especially mid-range or never advanced. So I'm particularly happy about them in Gateway. Yeah, they got off like bandits in that, made out like bandits. Oh, snare in hand. Oh, it's really hard to ask for a better hand against this. So Adam doesn't have to run, but if they run HQ, they're going to see 2 cards. So snare in hand is really important. We have Odoroshi on HQ. We have to watch out for R&D because they're going to see the top card, so they're never going to run to the traps if they don't need to. Best of luck. Have fun. We're also going to see their hand, which kind of helps a bit because we have Engram Flash, I guess. So we're going to do new remote HQ. Maybe we want to advance this actually. Yeah, product placement is a really big deal for Spark. I played 4 or 5 years ago and I really liked Shaper and Jinteki, but especially Shaper. SMC plus clone chip kits were really fun. Hey country, how's it going? Yeah, Shaper's also like a very distinct thing where like they pull things from their deck and do really creative mid-run things. And for what it's worth, that also isn't present within System Gateway. But as soon as you go into startup, and that's the thing with Snare too, like I can't be that harsh about it. As soon as you go to the next product, which is really approachable, they know it's an Odoroshi, they're considering running it, then that comes back, which is really nice. What the fuck? I guess they're just paying 3. She's installed corp cards, so they can pay 3 credits or die. It's an interesting choice. Pay 3 credits or flatline, click 1. It's your choice. It's your choice. It's only one right choice. Unless it's a bluff and it's a house of knives. Oh man, it's happening. If the sysop offers you a link, it's because they want you to go there. But if you wanted to go where the sysop suggested, you wouldn't be trying to break in at all. From how not to get fragged, the dream, why it's happening, worth every minute or every card slot more accurately. Wish I had time to watch the stream earlier. No. Oh no. Oh no! I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Good game. Click one lethal. Let's go. Oh man, good game. They're through. All right. I'm glad we got one more game in because we ended before midnight. Unsubscribe. I'm so sorry. Potato, is that you? Oh no, I lasted subscribe. Credits gain 9. We'll do it. I said I promised. Oh, okay. Good. That's really funny. Probably won't. Okay. Yeah, we'll do one more. One more. Rematch? Yeah, we'll do a rematch. I thought grenades are supposed to be nice. Yeah, but then you give us Roshi. Just installing the Sexton. Let's go. Or, okay, you host, eh? I'll jump in. All right, we'll go back. We'll do it again. Feel bad for them. They're so excited to play. I know. That's what we're going to do, another one. They were like, I'm so excited to play, and then lethal turn 1. It's okay. We got the lethal turn 1. The deck is nigh unbeatable now. All right, so they're hosting. We'll jump in. We'll snipe it. Maybe if they had snares. I thought Canadians. Oh, excuse me. Have you watched ice hockey? Oh, I found it. All right, let's try this. I swear there are Rashidas in this one. GG no re, then dip. Yeah, I know, right? Nice try. I'm out. All right, same. What's it called? We have an Odoroshi. We have a Saisentan and an Odoroshi. I'm just gonna go ahead and keep this. If they steal an early sting, that's good for us. Best of luck. Have fun. Thanks for the double encore. Yeah, right. All right, let's go. Okay, so same idea. They want to run. They want to pressure. Runner's acting. No, they're not. Too. Okay. So we have the Cerebral Overrider, which with the Odoroshi is quite mean. Now, if we don't advance it, they run it first. It's a problem. So we're going to do Saisentan on HQ because it's more than likely to be lethal. And we'll put this on... I think we'll put this on the remote, right? Because it just makes the remote so much scarier and they're going to run it anyways. So we'll put this on R&D and we'll just click for credit. We can't res both of these. We're short a credit. Odo Overrider, it's just not good. Like, I want to install advance this. Because if we do brain damage to them, it doesn't matter. Now, the big thing about this game is how quickly they can get hand size up by playing their brain chip. Because there's no way to deal with hand size stuff. There's no more cards that say like do 1 damage for every card in hand outside of that one side game ice, but there's no more psychic field. So if they have like 8 cards in hand, we're not going to kill them. Have you had a chance to look at the replays I sent you? Yeah, MojoFlow just joined the stream. Was that class? I actually got replays from a couple people so far. I haven't looked at them just yet because I'm doing the review series, but I greatly appreciate it. I probably should just email everyone back who sends a replay. Oh, there you go. To just to say like, thanks for getting it. Yeah. But yeah, 100%. And that's a big deal is I want to do more of the replay videos too. If you also want to watch some replay videos, check out Usengren SC's YouTube channel. But I do want to do more replay stuff. So if you want to send in your replays, especially if you think you're a newer player, you know how stuff goes around here. I'm not going to be harsh. I just want to teach good fundamentals. And it's one of the best ways to improve your own game. So if you submit your game and then you see like, you know, what could happen. Now, Logic Bomb, we're going to see everything they draw. They have good money right now with Liberated. Not that money matters too much in this matchup. And we want to make sure that we have at least 5 credits for Odo into Cerebral Overrider. Let's see what they do here. All right, they're going to expose some ice. Deuces. Maybe this is exactly bad on the remote server because they're committing to access it anyways. Engram on HQ. Okay. I don't know what we call with Engram. They're just running archives. So expose, run archives. So they see the top of R&D, but then they have to go through Saisentan. I just want some more credits here. Carmen, that's good early. Carmen actually deals with Saisentan better than Karuna. And they drew an RNG key and a Rizeki. Okay, so we need to keep an agenda away from them for a minute. This is 3 to Blake. I think we're just going to put this on archives and click for credits. And then next turn we'll install Advanced Sting. Are you looking only for System Gateway replays or Startup as well? No, Startup is good too, Ian. Anything. I'll take a look at anything. I can't promise I'm going to use it because I think some replays are better than others in terms of like teaching fundamentals, stuff like that. If it's a really wild, like weird meta deck, it's really hard to be like, this is how you play against insert wild combo here that shows up in 1 of every 20 games you play against. But I definitely appreciated it. You just send a JSON file. Hopefully it's not too difficult. If I don't use it, it doesn't feel awful. But I'll definitely email people back more. I should do that just to be like, I got this. Thank you. Metacorder. What is that clip? Is that the death clip? Is that a flatline clip? How's it going? They have a hunting grounds. Hunting grounds actually doesn't affect, oh, it affects engram flush, which they know it's here. Beans. We still got to see their grip, but hunting grounds is a problem. Can anyone tell me where JNet stores the replays on Windows? It doesn't store them anywhere. You have to go to the open the replay and then download them. And then I think it's just whatever your default is for your browser. I'll still res this. Yeah, okay. I sent you a couple replays, but I think they've just highlights how poorly played. No, David, I got them. I've actually checked them out a bit. So we're still going to fire this, so we still see their grip. So we know that they have tread lightly, which is a thing we could play around, and then 2 programs. But now they're going to get their hand size up, which is a problem. Wait, is this lethal? If they hit both of these, they die. All good. Wait, if they hit both of these, they die, right? Number of copies sting +1. So this is 2 damage and 2 damage. Whoa, they could lose right here. Ah, shit, they don't. Piss. They could have died right there. Hit the tread lightly. And the Rizeki. So they only have an RNG key in hand, and they just saw the top of the deck as well. They got away. They didn't realize how close they flew to the sun right there. Okay, now their hand size is 4, so it's getting harder. Tread lightly is so good. It really is quite something. People don't play around it. It's a lot, especially in the early game where they put 2 ice on a remote. My lord. Now, I don't know whether it's better than Inside Job in Criminal, but outside of Criminal, 1 influence. Like, people don't play around that. It's kind of like, oh, it's a fun one for sure. It kind of feels like, it feels stronger than Tinkering, but it's the same sort of thing where if you don't play it, suddenly you get blown out of nowhere. I did not plan my turn. I was doing an arena deck for a little bit. Yeah, I believe that's quite something. They knew that we drew a celebrity gift. They don't know about the Obokata in hand. They break Odoroshi for 5. We res for 2. Man, I honestly wish this was anything else besides the Cerebral Overrider. If we overinstalled to put an Obokata here, we'd actually be in a really good spot. I should have done that. I should have just installed Advance this Obo. It's hard for them to get 5 cards in hand. It's legitimately difficult. We just need to get our money up so we can Neurospike after it. That's 4 damage. They have 4 hand size. My boy Obo gonna get value? Yeah, it can be good. Find the Truth. They drew Emergent Creativity Liberated accounts, so they have their ability to pull any program of their deck. They finish the lib. They might run HQ last click, but that's really hard with Snare too. Double. Okay. Oh, we can't Celebrity Gift this hand. I was going to Celebrity Gift this hand. We can't Celebrity Gift this hand because that's as many points as they need to win. Yeah, this is rough. We need a dock. We should have took our free win and ran. We gotta work. It's not gonna be easy. Is this a winning counter? No, it's a subroutine. Nice. All right, they're on 12. This does 3 damage. Emergency Creativity, that's their whole turn. Okay, let's see what they pull out. It's usually an Angolo, right? Yeah, it's an Angolo. So now they can face check anything. They drew a Laundry. Oh, shit. The order here doesn't really matter. We hit a Dirty Laundry, RNG key, and a Dirty Laundry. Okay. Money's bad, but we can't show them this hand. And if they run Archives and see a Celebrity Gift, like, you know HQ is goofed up. Like, that's one of the problems with Celebrity Gift. If you ever access it and you know the corp is not playing it, something is wrong. Just a bit of damage. But a scratch. They're still standing. And now we also don't have the money to jam into the Obokata, so that's a problem. 3 credits means we can't res Sicentown. We could res an Engram, but it gets Hunting Grounds. They drew Earthrise casts. Earthrise is really good. It gives them the click with card draw. Yeah, there you go. That's perfect. Super good tactic. Oh my god. This is a card. I forgot we put this in the deck. Oh no. Here's where we want to draw a Ronin. We want to draw an Urtica. Anything that we can install Advance, feel okay about it. Maybe I should just like install Advance the Obokata and feel okay about it. Because there's a chance that they'll play against us differently. Sorry if I'm disgusting. Because they fired once and they had a really bad experience with it. It's actually past midnight. I probably should be a bit quieter. I shouldn't yell as much. I got neighbors. You laugh, but as soon as you get that +2 hand size, Celebrity Gift looks a lot better. Yeah, what? This one? But you know, you're totally right. Celebrity Gift was way better. It's only up to 5 cards, but then you don't have to show everything. The thing is, like, we probably don't score this next turn. I think we actually just click for credits. They have 3 clicks left. They can break anything, right? Like, they have the Ngolo. They have the Carmen. They have the Hunting Grounds. They're doing it. I'll res it. It makes them spend money. If we get the advancements, they might be scared. But if they steal an unadvanced superconducting hub, we don't feel too bad about it. The problem is, like, it gives them hand size. Like, our window is shrinking so heavily. And they can break this for 5. With either of these. Doesn't change the math. Wait, 3? Oh, wow, it's 3. Why did I think it was 5? I thought it was the other way for 2 strength. You let, but as soon as they, sorry, the trauma effect. Yeah, I know. No, but they just break it. They break it for 3. Superconducting, okay. 1 damage, but their hand size goes up 1. They lost a lib. 26 cards. Maybe we can grind them out. I doubt it. We need to get snares, and we need to hold like 4 to 8 credits to ensure that we can fire snare on central. Because snare is one of our only ways to win. They also access with 5 cards, so they could have dealt with oboe. Not that it was unadvanced. Multi-threader, okay. It's an econ card. It's nice. 2 credits a turn. That means they'll be running pretty often. And they drew an overclock and a citadel, which does meat damage, which we don't care about. Okay, this can help us. Res, get us a hedge fund? Nope. So what do we want to shuffle away? Because this is the problem with Spin Doctor. It takes your whole turn to do it. So we put this on HQ and then draw. I think that's a play. And then we can discard this and one of these. We want to keep one of these and one of the snares. Not that we can fire the snare. But the fact is, if they hit this into the snare by double accessing, we have a chance. But we need to make sure we keep 4 credits. And next turn, we're just clicking for credits. Oh, they have a councilman. Oh, my lord. I don't like councilman in a deck that reveals that you draw it. Is Off-Road Office even remotely viable for this list? It's not bad, but it like doesn't help us do the win condition that we're trying to do. And we don't score a lot of agendas. If you install Advance, it's just such a big swing. They know there's a Sight Suntan on R&D, so they can run it. We can't raise it. But it's such a big swing. The question is, do we shuffle back in with Spin Doctor first or after? I think we don't want to shuffle 5 points in. They can get 2 fresh accesses. And they have enough cards for an oboe. There's 1 more in the deck. Unseen card. Shit. Are they lost another emergency creativity? It's the 2nd in the bin. Going back. Unknown card. Clean. All right, we'll shuffle these back. So now they could run back and see another card. We have to do the agendas, obviously, or we lose. But I'd love to put the Cerebral Overrider back in. Not again, their hand size is immense. It's going to be really, really hard for us to win. Off of brain damage. We have to do like some weird burst kill. Or trick them into accessing double snare. A Mwanza even could be lethal. But we have only 2 snares in R&D. If they run back here last click, it's honestly not that bad because we can't afford snare. So they don't have to worry about like a tag trashing Hunting Grounds or something. Overclocking HQ. Oh man, if they hit our snare here, it's really, really, really bad. And I don't want to res this because I want to get closer to snare next turn. So we just have to hope that they don't hit either of these 2 cards. If they hit those 2 cards, like I think we're out of luck. You might answer that early, but why Sight Suntan over Karuna? It's because of Boomerang. It's not only because of Boomerang. It's usually more expensive to break. Carmen's the one big difference. But everything else, it's about the same to break as Karuna. And it does, on average, 4 net damage. Well, Karuna only does 2. Oh, they even broke it. I guess it's free. Neurospike, huge. Oh, Bakata, shit. Oh, they can't steal it. If they steal it, they die. Oh, no, they died. Oh no. Oh, no. Oh, no. That was the winning line. Oh, no. Oh, no. Because they stole it, took 4 damage. They were really excited, but then there's 1 more from PE. Oh, no. Wanna not steal it? I can I can just take it back. That's all good. Yeah, you don't steal that. That goes against. Oh yeah, if they actually stole that to be 7 points, they would win before PE does the damage. It's always worth keeping that in mind. How do I do that? Boop. Fixed. Just put those 4 cards back in hand. That you took damage. I don't want to. You can't undo click because it access 2 random cards, but they just drag the cards back into the hate. So what do they lose? Oh yeah, or Councilman, Daily Cast. In theory, we knew all of those if we paid attention, so I don't feel bad seeing those. Leaving a trail of dead runners. Oh man. Oh no, but of course. Okay, we're gonna put this on RD and click for 2. Actually, we put this on HQ and click for 2. Yeah, it feels much better. Saxon does have a higher potential damage output, and the extra sub is slightly more important than extra strength. Yeah, I think 100%. And the fact that they can hit and take 2 damage and jack out, like, we want to do net damage. Saxon does 3. And sometimes does 4, sometimes does 5. And 4 is a lot better. Also, clear win, maybe. Wait, is that a thing? They'd have a logic bomb. Oh, I didn't know that was a thing. Sick. Super cool. Daily cast. Okay, and Rizeki, and they drew into another logic bomb. So I just want money, honestly. I'm doing to another kill would be amazing. Man, I really want them to run HQ, steal the Obokata, then hit the snare. Because they do it the other way, like, they just don't steal the Obokata. The next Sting also does, like, what, 3 damage? And that's why Trickle Light abstractly was interesting. But you can't Trickle Light into Neurospike. So broke, yeah, I know. He threw out a cast, and I'd cast this hand for sure. I would definitely cast this hand. So if this fires, we shuffle those 2 in usually. Their money's slowing down, surprisingly. And we double engram, which is quite nice. That being said, their money might not be high, but they break things really cheap. Like, they run R&D for 1 credit. Oh, Councilman. Oh. They waited. Chat, why didn't you tell me that they have Councilman? Oh, wait, but they can't trash it if they break this. Are they going to let it fire? Okay, they have exactly 2. Ah, Councilman. Ah, this dude goofing us up. Doesn't Councilman pay the res cost? Oh, I thought this was... I've been talking about in reviews that Councilman's a counter to that thing. It's not. I should have res that. I was thinking that this was the neutral current that says you can't res things. Oh, Councilman's awful against Anoetic Void. I said that in the video. They have a buffer drive. Oh, no. Councilman doesn't block Void? How? Oh, cannot res for the remainder of the turn. Oh, I see. No, I see. Okay, wait, I played this totally wrong. I thought this would just de-res it. So I should have res it to force out the Councilman. No, that's 100% true. Okay, I forgot. Yeah, I should have resed it there. Because I still would have got the card draw. I think. I honestly don't know. Okay, no. So I'm wrong. It's actually good against Anoetic Void. Okay, that's why nobody said anything. Thanks. No, it's good. It's a de-res polyp. Yeah, okay, I understand it. Oh, they revealed Monster Grid in R&D. They have to trash that for 5. They can't afford it, though. Okay, so we should have resed it to force out the Councilman. Probably Blackstone. I honestly don't know. If you do de-res that acid or upgrade, whenever the corp res an acid, I'm not sure, because if it's their turn, I guess. If it's our turn, no. I think if it's our turn, because our res will happen before this, but I don't know how the when interrupts work. Run HQ. Please, it'll make you... It'll be so good. They drew a multi-threader. They have 16 cards left in the stack. Buffer drive still in hand. They want to install that buffer drive. If they install that buffer drive, our opportunity to grind them out is super minimal. I'm going to install this just so that they have to consider. So they have to consider trashing it. Well, they have to trash if they access it, even if we don't res it. And now there's some really interesting lethals here where if they run R&D, hit a snare at the bad time, like we can always just pop this at the beginning of turn. Unless it got eroded to be an interrupt, it shouldn't. Yeah, it doesn't look like it got eroded to be an interrupt, so maybe it doesn't. I honestly don't know. We have some outs in this matchup. They'd have to kind of goof it, but like if they hit central or like steal this and don't win the game and then they don't deal with the clearinghouse, they're in a bad spot. Meow, that's true. You see Nana back there? Chad, do we res this? I don't think we do. I think we force them to trash it. In theory, if they wanted to, they could boost their icebreaker so they don't have 5 credits when they access it, so they don't have to trash it. Because they have to trash it. So they could have pumped a breaker just to be at 4 credits, or technically it would be at 4 credits because they could use a multi-threader and then they could use a real credit. You can always do that if you want. Not a choice. Not fair. Hey, Nana's is good. We got her a new like what do you call it? Cat toilet? What's the word for it? What's the word for a cat toilet? Like a litter box. We got it and it's like a different shape. It fits better into our tiny bathroom. But we have to keep the old one, right? To not like really goof her up. And this is the first time that they'll probably run it now. I'm worried that she's not going to use it. And this is the first night where it's the only toilet because we've actually cleaned up the other toilet. And so I don't know if she's going to use it. I hope she does because I don't want to wake up to cat poop on the floor. It's a damn shame this game died. Asarak, how's it going? Oh, we could win here. We could do it. It didn't die. I think FFG will never deal with licenses for other IPs. Well, they are. They are currently dealing with well, actually, I don't know if they are. That's a good point. I don't know if they are. The game died. Deuce to me. What other IPs are they working with? They're kind of working with did they lose? Yeah, I guess they lost most of the other IPs. Well, no, they're dealing with Marvel. They have Star Wars too. No, they are. They're dealing with IPs. Okay, so if they hit the Obokata first into the snare, they die. Also, if they steal the Obokata and don't live of R&D, they'll probably die to clearinghouse. It's more of a zombie than dead. Justin, I wouldn't even say that. It's honestly, I think, in better life than it has been in FFG in a long time. Fire? I'll see your grip. That's the only diff. In the States, we definitely call them cat toilets. Don't fact check that. Okay, I'll fire. Okay. But did I remember them? Huh? Okay, we'll fire it. We'll look at their hand. So Overclock, Citadel, Daily Cast, Logic Bomb, Buffer Drive. Honestly, actually, we do have meat damage. I forgot the Citadel. The Glorious Vampire, yeah. No, I didn't remember them. Okay, they're good. You're through. All good. You're through. Okay, so action before access. We'll res this. So now they're going to access our whole hand. So the order of this is really important. We'll also get a lot of money. Okay, so we need to hope they access and steal the Obokata first. Find the truth. They look at top of R&D. Neurospike, okay. Neurospike, okay. Wanza? What? Wait, what? Wait, what? Wait, huh? Wait. What? You should have had to access everything. Wanza wants you to... Councilman. I should have pre-resed that. Oh, I should have pre-resed that. Oh, why did no one say anything? Why am I expected to play this perfectly? We good. Okay. All right. All right. It's all good. Adam's revenge. I know. I know. Oh, whoa. They know this is an agenda. Please let it be a good one. It wasn't a good enough one. Oh, now the Obokata is lethal. I mean, not lethal, game point. Wait, why don't they take damage? Wait, why didn't you take net damage there? You're still on an agenda. Probably should have pre-res that. I know 100% no. Should have pre-res it a mile ago. Why did they not take net damage? They stole House of Knives and did take net damage. Never should have let them have that on too. Did that work? What's the command for take net? Take net. Like that. Sight broke? Yeah. Don't be too loud. It's past midnight. Yeah, you're right. I need to not be too loud. That councilman was on the table for like 4 turns though. Oh, okay. We hit that. That's good. Thank you. All right. Well, their hand size is even bigger. Oh, we drew a shore of force. Ah, beans. If they ran back, they wouldn't have won. Pre-res them Wanza too. It's too late. It might be because the game already ended. Oh, changeling. Actually, that's a good point. Yeah, maybe it is. It might be because the game already ended. Ah, free played around councilman. Can you kill the advanced 2 and use? Country, what do you mean? At least they can't councilman clearinghouse. Clearinghouse you can't councilman though, because I can res it on their turn at the end of their turn, and if they de-res it, there's a res window on your turn before start a turn. So as long as you remember to res it on their turn, you can't councilman it. It doesn't actually buy them a turn. There is a res window on the corpse turn before start a turn trigger. So you can't councilman or Sheeta, clearinghouse, or anything that fires at start a turn. Well, you could, but because of the fact they cost 0, you can't. Like, it doesn't stop them the way that you could de-res a... Okay, so if they hit the Obokata, we lose. But if they hit the snare, we win. I can't res this, we're credit short. Clearinghouse 6 net damage? Yeah, but it checks at the beginning of turn. So you can't, like, fire it in the middle of the turn. So getting to 6 also won't kill them because they have, like, a lot of hand size. But if they hit the snare here, we win. Even if they hit the show of force, we might win. I mean, if you misplay the clearinghouse like the Mwanza, I know, but we wouldn't have. We would have. We definitely would have. Neurospike? Snare. They'll probably clear the tag. Not even close. Not even close. Oh my god. That was better than Ronin. Oh man. I had 5 points in hand there. Oh, that was really, really close. I'm glad we played 2 more games. Those were wild. Oh, every turn had Andre salivating for potential. It was so close. You could always taste it. Like, they just have to make one goofy misstep, right? Like, they just have to run an agenda at the wrong time. But that's what's so cool about this. Like, install things, advance them, don't touch them. They're going to goof it. Ooh, you knew. You saw that from the top of the deck. Wow. Even installing Citadel would have been huge. Can't beat that. Who's there? Knock knock snare. Yo, how's it going? I can't read your name from YouTube. But hey, welcome. Let's play. Hey, cheers. Glad we got both games in. That's really cool. It seems really fun to play. Great stream tonight. Yeah, no, it is really fun to play. It really is. It puts it on them though. Kind of forgot about them meat. Yeah, that's the only one that does it. That's the only one in the deck. Seems really, excuse me, I just really click one flatline achievement. Yeah, we got that too. That's on the achievement list. I haven't done that in years, literally years. I think the last time that happened was I played at a GNK or like a free game where someone ran HQ with Silhouette and exposed the psychic field, stolen agenda, died. Oh, it's really fun. Thanks so much for the games. All right, it's 12:30. Oh my god. Any way to improve, clean up the list? I'd have to think about it. Honestly, I like a lot of it. I really do like a lot of it, but I think the ice is a bit goofy. I don't know if Odoroshi is worth it. But so maybe we have too many neurospects. I don't know. All right. Show Force does meat damage. Oh, you're true. Actually, Show Force does do meat damage. No, that's totally true. We're holding it. We should have known better. Okay. Whoa, that's it for tonight. Those are really fun games. I'm glad we got those live. That's it. I think one thing I need to do a better job of, and because it's working out really well. If you're watching this on YouTube, if you want to subscribe to the channel, it helps the channel grow a lot. If you want to like this content, like hit that like button or any other content, it helps a heck of a lot. Even like following on Twitch, all that stuff is really good. It's a really big deal. It helps the channel grow. I want to try and grow this channel as much as possible. Kind of, it's a goal. I realize I should be doing more of that. Looks like we're gonna have the criminal video out for the review on Monday. The Jinteki stuff just came out, so do check that out if you like. It's good fun, and we'll be back on Monday, and then we'll be streaming on Thursday. Huge shout out to everyone we played. Oh, does Pat stream as well? No, Pat doesn't stream on his own, but hopefully, according to the schedule, and I have to confirm with Pat should be streaming with us next week. So Pat will be here, which is great. It's always really fun. Man, the comments for Pat on Reddit, I showed Pat because he didn't see it, and he was like, "Oh my god, that's so nice." That's largely it. Huge shout out to everyone hanging out in chat, everyone watching the VOD. Huge shout out to everyone we played games against. It's really fun. Jam some games on JNet, and that's mostly it. I'm gonna go answer some questions or answer some comments on the last review and get a thumbnail up and get some food and go to bed. But take care of yourselves. I'll see you in a bit less than a week. Ciao.